dance. It's like I can't walk on the ceiling. Oh yeah, got me dreaming, dreaming in colors I never dreamed in. Oh yeah, I let you in deeper than I let anyone else before. Filling up with my broken pieces, took them all and made them yours. Didn't know what my heartbeat needed, skipping out, no I can't keep score. When I lose my breath, boy, you got me breathing. Oh, every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Oh, magic. No, I'm never letting go. Now that I have it with you. When you kiss me, it's like the stars fall out the sky onto my heart to cover up what I don't wanna show. I let you in deeper than I let anyone else before. Filling up with my broken pieces, took them all and made them yours. Didn't know what my heartbeat needed, skipping out, no I can't keep score. When I lose my breath, boy, you got me breathing. Oh, every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Oh, you take me higher, ooh, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, ooh, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, ooh, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, yeah, you take me higher, baby.
Welcome to Saturday Night Fire, the progressive news show with Let's BS3. I am your host, Small, and along with thee is along with Anna Hart. And today's show, you see the title, we're just going to have a whole bunch of story times because tomorrow's show is going to be really deep. So let's go ahead and get all our funs and giggles out tonight and enjoy ourselves, even though the first story I have putting up for a vote to be one of the worst People of the Year award nominees. It's not even a long story. It's just, But anyway, how's everything going, Thiz?
Going all right. Can't complain. For those of you who are on my Patreon, know there's not an error. I shut it down so it cannot pull anything else from you. And thank you for everybody. But what I'll do is I will make as far as what gets distributed here on Marlon's channel, if that's okay with him. And then I'll make sure I get the information out to you guys.
So, anywho, Anna, how's everything going?
Everything's going good. I have had a week off from the news. It was support group day, and so I was doing a lot of preparing for that. And so I have no idea what we're going to talk about tomorrow, or very little.
I'll text it to you. Because, like I said, it's one that's very important. That did some news that came out of Mississippi, but for the life of me, I cannot remember what it was.
Okay.
And a little bit of Trump news, but not a whole lot because there's some things that did happen, but yeah. Hello,
Right after we finished the show, I had to leave, but it just doubled down. It was wow.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. Without any further ado, let's get this party started. Oh, and by the way, I apologize. Tracy will not be on the show tonight. So let's go ahead and just jump into this. If you're new to the show or you're watching a replay of the show, at the end of or close to the end of the year, I have worst person of the year nominees. And we all vote to find out who's the winner. Now, so far, we still got one person who just really is running away with their reward. Some has come close, but she's running away with the rewards. But I still have to keep finding more stories to see if it would challenge it. I don't know if this is not going to come close at all, but this person right here. So let's go ahead and get into it. Anna, the background on this story does move, so you may not want to look at it.
So for a bit of context, I've been together with my wife for 8 years and I love her dearly. Her mother passed away in January. They were close and it's been hard for her, especially as her dad passed away a long time ago when she was very little and she doesn't have any siblings. She feels like she needs to keep her family history alive, which has led into a hoarding situation. Basically, when her mother passed, my wife had a hard time letting go. We emptied her mother's house and managed to sell it, but my wife insisted on keeping several boxes of family heirlooms. Stuff like dishware, lamps, books. It was mostly useless things, but it was important to her, as well as ordinary things that belonged to her mother, like dresses, shoes, pillows, albums, stuff like that. For months, these boxes filled our storage room, an entire wall of our living room, one corner of my office, 2 kitchen cabinets, and our shed. I get that she's sad, but I've repeatedly asked her to sort through these boxes because we can't keep on living like this. She said that she wasn't ready to throw away any of these things that were very near and dear to her mother's heart and asked me to give her more time. Mind you, her mother passed away in January, so it's been months already. So yesterday when she was at work, I had finally had enough. I went through the boxes myself. I threw away everything that was useless and burnt everything that was made out of paper or similar material, besides any photos. I managed to empty out the shed and clear my office of her things. I did expect her to be a bit upset, but she went livid when she got home. She kept crying for hours and wouldn't speak to me. Now she's saying she wants me to go to my parents' house because she can't stand to look at me. I pointed out that we own this house together and that she cannot kick me out. I understand that she needs time, but I need my living space. And ultimately, I was just trying to help her move on. So honestly, am I the jerk for throwing away my wife's thing?
This ain't even hard.
Really? Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
He's putting a timeline on her grieving,
Uh-huh.
and he's placing his convenience over her healing. And then he went behind her back to force her into a change.
Burnt
And
things that he didn't know the value it
he
might
doesn't
have
know
had.
the value of any of it. And he didn't just like throw stuff away. He burned it. Like he was out to destroy it. Like he's making a point here. And then when she's very upset about it, and she's like, go to the other house. I can't deal with you. You like, man, you can't kick me out. You leave. And so, really, she should not stay with this guy because he's shifted clean into just abusive and cruel. That's
Yeah.
that's just a bridge too far. I mean, he could have moved more stuff into the storage. He could have done like maybe he could have offered, you know what? Let's pay for climate controlled storage and we will move the things that are in my office and in the living room into climate controlled storage. It's going to cost us a little while, but at least it's out of the way, it's safe, and you can go through it. And then that way you do that. What he did was just foul.
Anna.
Wow. I agree with everything that you said. Um, you've just shown how deep your disrespect is for your wife, your life partner. Well done, you're the a-hole. I mean, is that the worst that we've? No. In fact, I think he would come kind of like third or fourth with some of the more
Yeah, I
selfish-minded
don't know if
people.
he would crack the top.
I don't think he talked.
You've given us some pretty bad. You've given us some pretty bad people, man. I don't think this is just grounds for divorce or some severe therapy, like couples therapy. You know, because this wasn't just about her mother passing. Like to me, this is a reflection of how he felt about her mother. This is a reflection of how he feels
Ooh,
about her. This
yeah.
is a reflection of how he feels about himself. You know, it's like everything is shining through because I'm a big on your behaviors outweigh anything you say. So
Mm-hmm.
this is him.
I don't like. I listen to a lot of Reddit stories, and every time couples have a disagreement or something like that, leave, I would divorce and blah 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 and everything. It's just like, dude, just communicate. But it'd be small stuff. Like it'd be disrespectful things, but communicate, get some things off your chest and everything. This right here, this is divorce. And I'm
This
gonna
is the
tell
one.
you why I would even say something like that. It's very rarely that I hear a story. I think we had one last week. I can't remember right now what it was, but it's very rare that we have a story where after you have done something to your spouse or after your spouse have done something to you, that you just can't look them in the face no more. That you just don't want to look them in the face no more. And this is one of those situations. You took complete control over somebody else's grievance, over their mother. And did you hear? I'm going to even put a little twist on this because maybe nobody didn't hear it at the beginning. That her mother was the last of her family. Her father died earlier, and she has no siblings. And you, sir, and I use that term very loosely, decided to take control of her grieving. I would not be able to stand even being in the same room with you ever again. And then for you to get all flippant with the whole, this is my house too. You can't throw me. You don't care, dude. You just don't. This is all about you. And since it is all about you, then you need to be by yourself. Because apparently you need somebody that's obedient, was the best way I can say it. And like Thea said, your convenience outweighed her grievance. That's all this was about.
She was taking too long. She was taking too long. She was inconveniencing him. This is my space. Your stuff is in my space. All right, dude.
Okay. So, OMG, that was horrible. No one can put a time limit on grieving. Yep. To me, burning things was an expression of his anger. Yeah. I can't get over the fact you threw stuff away is terrible. You could explain to me in a million years, dude, why you went to fire. Like you really wanted to make sure nothing came back. It was already said on this show, of which you didn't even know the value of it. But then again, you're selfish, and the value to you was zero. So who cares? You know, that was the value to you. So hey, no harm, no foul. 40 years ago, my house burned down. I still have times of deep sadness when I remember some of the things I lost. Yeah. Grieving certain things takes time of the person that's grieving. It is never on anybody else's timeline. It never has been. It never will be. Now, let me go back and say something, though, because we did have a story on here a while back about the lady who lost her baby and then decided to put it upon herself that no party that she attends can have anybody under 3 years old at the party. You can grieve. You can take your time with your grievance. Nobody has the right to get in your face and tell you when it is time to grieve or not. But please do not use your grieving to control other things outside of your scope. That's just wrong.
And there's a case to be made that at a certain point, active grieving, in my opinion, this is not any medical or nothing like that basis, it can start running a little long because it becomes taxing on the other people around you. Even though you're not weaponizing it per se, you're just stuck in a loop and you can't find your way out of it. So it just continues to, and it begins up kind of redefining who you are and who you are to other people. And at that point, you need help. And there's no shame in that, right? Like there's a natural course of grieving where people go through all stages and they come in and they come out, and then you circle back to it periodically because losing a loved one is not like ripping off a Band-Aid. Like a smell, a sound, anything can bring back pain and memory, right? But when you're stuck in the grief and you can't get out and you start to cross over into depression, please get some assistance. And if you love someone, help them get to the assistance, not I'm going to shock your system and burn up everything that I can put my hands on. That's just evil.
Oh, Lord. Here come my rug rat, so let me hurry up and get to... Oh, Anna, you wasn't here on here. That I got the grandkids for the weekend.
Ooh.
So I can hear the little rug rat's mouth all the way from here. So let's go ahead and get it into this story. This story, it just fascinates me. The human mind fascinates me, and this is one of the stories that this person just totally fascinates me. Future wife does not want my daughter in the wedding.
I'm a 45-year-old man, and I have a daughter, Penny, from a previous relationship. I divorced my ex-wife on good terms, and we share 50-50 custody of Penny, who's now 11. After I divorced my ex-wife, I met my now fiancée, Sarah. Sarah and Penny get along very well. After dating Sarah for 5 years, I proposed. Sarah was super excited and wanted to start planning right away. She looked at venues and started asking her friends to be her bridesmaids. She then told me that she wanted her niece to be a flower girl, which I had no problem with, but I said that I also wanted Penny to be a flower girl. Sarah looked at me funny and then said that she didn't think that Penny would fit the part. I got angry and told Sarah that my daughter would be in our wedding. Sarah started to become upset and said that the girls in the wedding were up to her and that Penny wouldn't be one of them. I told Sarah that if Penny wasn't in the wedding, then there might not be a wedding. I stormed out and took Penny to get ice cream. Penny knows that we're getting married, and she told me that she thinks that she'll look pretty in whatever dress Sarah decides that Penny should wear. This broke my heart, and I decided to text Sarah. I told her that I'd be staying at a friend's house to think this over. My soon-to-be mother-in-law texted me saying that I overreacted, and that my daughter doesn't have to be in the wedding, and that I was a butthole for saying that I would cancel. So, did I take it too far saying that I would cancel? Am I overreacting?
Where you find these stories, man? Hell yeah, you, dude. This ain't the one. This ain't the one. If your daughter is not eagerly accepted into it, that ain't the place for you or her. Simple as that. You go get you another girlfriend. Chalk up the 5 years to a great relationship. Separate on whatever terms y'all gonna separate, and walk off into the sunset with your baby.
Anna?
So my mother married my stepdad when I was 8. I was the flower girl. And yeah, I've had a special relationship with this guy. I was lucky enough to call him Dad. This woman just don't deserve. Marlon, why does this fascinate you? Like,
It just it. Well, okay, let's just get into it. Go ahead and say it, Anna, and get off your chest.
I'm okay. I'm okay. I walked right into that. I did.
Okay, let's go ahead and just finish this whole story. Let's just find out why you don't want the dude's daughter in the wedding.
P says, I came home to talk to Sarah today. When I pulled in our driveway, my mother-in-law was sitting there in her car. I got out and went inside trying to avoid talking to my mother-in-law. Sarah was sitting at the kitchen table and I joined her. Sarah was sitting there in silence, so I asked the first question. Why does Penny not fit the part? And why don't you want her in the wedding at all? Sarah's answer full-on shocked me. She quietly said, I was hoping that after the wedding, you could become a holiday visit only dad. I didn't want her in the wedding so that she wouldn't be in the photos around the house, since she's not going to be around that much anyways. I kept my cool, calmly took her hand and pulled my engagement ring off her finger. Her eyes started to tear up. She said that we shouldn't end the marriage over this and that she can change. I told her the damage was already done. I told her I wanted her things moved out by the next week and that she could come get them when my daughter wasn't home. To be clear, the house is in my name and I paid for it. I was just allowing her to get the furniture that she paid for. She stormed out and my mother-in-law came knocking on the door saying that I was being unreasonable. I couldn't imagine only seeing my daughter 3 or 4 times a year. The fact that Sarah wanted me to give up part of my custody blew me away. I'm sitting on my couch just in shock. Our honeymoon was supposed to be in Hawaii. Looks like me and Penny will be going instead. I'll update if anything happens.
You need to be a lot more choosy about.
I mean, it's 5 years. There's definitely signs. Had to be signs. But I would be interested in where Anna was going with her question, Marlon. What made you choose the story?
Because of what you just said. You literally just said it. So I don't know if there were signs or not. It fascinated me that you held this for 5 years and was under the assumption that I have to hold on until we get. You literally held on to the fact that you really did not want anything to do with this child after you got married. And you held on to that fact for 5 years. And like Thea said, maybe there were some signs and the old boy ignored it. I don't know. He said that they got along just fine and he didn't see anything. But it fascinates me the gall to be able, the ability, let me take that word back, the ability to hold on to that thought and process for 5 years straight, that after me and my fiance get married, I want him to basically relinquish custody except for a couple of times a year, a holiday dad. That's what amazed me. You held on to it. If there were signs and you missed it, it's on you, dude. Sorry. You need to pay more close attention. But if there were no signs of this, none, wow. Just wow.
I'm willing to bet that there weren't any clear signs. It was a lack of attachment between the daughter and the soon-to-be stepmother, but it wasn't hostility. There wasn't any of that other weirdness, so he might not have picked up on it. And then, depending upon how young his daughter is, there wouldn't have been real conversations that could have helped guide him too much. But yeah, that's a no-go. Because that's the kind of person, and there are plenty of people out there like this, where they want their partner, but they don't want their partner's history or the things that make the partner. And like the ones who don't want you to be around your mother and stuff like that.
I'm not a clean slate. I come with a
no.
lot of family.
You do not get to, unless the family is toxic. Okay, let me just put that caveat in there. Even then, I'm gonna pull a Theas and go, you know what? There's some toxic families out there that it really, no matter how much I love my significant other, I can't deal with your family. Sorry. You don't want to do anything about it. I can't do anything about it. We're just dating right now. We're talking about marriage where I have to deal with your toxic mother or your toxic father or your toxic siblings or cousins or uncles or aunt 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days of the year for every year that I'm married to you. Just does not seem like it's worth it.
But you're having that conversation before.
Yes. Now, with that being said, yes, Anna is right. When you marry into a family, you take on the whole family. You don't have the right that now that you wife or now that you husband, now you want to change the dynamics of the family. Like, that's not how this works. I'm just being very realistic to you for all the people And this goes into the same category of I can change them. I can change them. I can change her. I can change him. You're just really unrealistic in your ability to change people, and I don't get it.
I'll be willing to bet for this type of person, it wasn't even a matter of trying to change him. It was she had decided what a marriage or a husband was type thing. Like he is cast to play a role, and the things around him were just inconvenient. You know, like I will get married and I will have this type of husband or this type of wife. Like you've built the whole story. You're just waiting to hire the right person to play the character. So
Mm.
that was kind of like that. Because you can't tell me that you truly love a person and not love their child. Because
Yeah.
you can't, right? Because they're linked, right? So I think she's just short-sighted and immature, and it just isn't the place for his daughter. Let it go.
Oh, he did. Oh, and by the way, lady, let me just throw something out to you. You just flat out told this guy, I want you to change the visitation dynamics of your daughter.
I want you to become a
over.
vacation father with.
Yeah. You
I've
want
never
him
even
to,
heard of that before.
I
I've
had never
never
heard
heard
of
that
it before either. I know what it is. I just never knew it had a
Yeah.
title. Um,
Part-time, less than part-time.
yeah, that's less than part-time. Because I guarantee you, and this is just popped in my head. Now, who gets to choose what holiday?
Mm.
Well, in
Because you
both
already
toxic situations, it's the mother.
okay.
I'm going to be real about you. For the scenario that would apply, where the guy is not getting them every other weekend, but he's getting them like every other holiday, and that's it. Usually, that means there's visitation, and that's usually where the father got screwed on his visitation rights. That's usually how that one will flow. But this is a lady on the opposite end trying to be. I don't even know how to describe her. Like, it's just dark. I don't know. It's a special level of selfishness.
Well, what I was meaning about who gets to choose the holiday, I'm not talking about the mother's point of side. I mean, it's between the two themselves. But now, was the future stepmother going to decide that this is not the holiday for her to come? I mean,
Oh,
because
yeah.
you've
Like, I
already
don't
made
want her at Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I don't want her at Thanksgiving. We already had her for the 4th of July, so I don't want to hear for Christmas. You know, just, I don't know. But you sat there and said, don't call
You don't
it
want
off.
pictures.
Yeah, she don't want them in the pictures. But you don't call off the wedding because I can change. I can change. Lady, do you honestly think after what you just said, I'm going to leave you alone ever with my daughter? God forbid if you two wound up having a child. Oh, no. 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 You are not going to change. You said what you said because you meant it. Cool. You can feel the way you feel. Ain't never nothing wrong with that. As long as you can handle the consequences of it, and this was the consequence. So, like Foxy said after listening to the story, my daughter said she wants to just look pretty for the wedding. Okay, sweetie. Well, we're gonna go to Hawaii, and I'm gonna buy you whatever dress that you want, so you can look pretty as anything that you want to be.
Mm-hmm.
Well, where's Sarah? Fuck Sarah. She ain't coming. It's just between me and you right here, baby. Don't even worry about her. No, don't worry about that. Cause now I have to make sure thanks a lot, Sarah. Now I have to make sure that Penny don't feel some type of way, thinking that she has something to do with me and Sarah not getting married. And that's something I got
But
to
that
do.
should have always been job one.
Yeah.
He just kind of got distracted, I think. But
Yeah.
he once he woke up, He's like, whoa.
And I like
Now
the
I
fact
see
that he handled it quickly. He handled it very quickly.
Yeah.
Oh, honey, let me hold your hand real quick. Swipe. Okay. Next story. I'm not even going to give an introduction. Mother-in-law wants to wear my wedding dress.
Fiance allowed her to do this without even asking me first. So I'm getting married to my fiance soon. I bought my wedding dress weeks ago. My future mother-in-law kept pestering me about trying it on, but I firmly refused. I finally shut it down after she offered me $100 to let her try it on. Her reasoning for persisting so much? She says it's because of her love for wedding dresses and her obsession with them. Fast forward to yesterday. I came home from work early and I found my fiance at home. He freaked out after seeing me and tried to prevent me from going into my room while trying to text somebody on his phone. I opened the door and I was shocked to see his mom standing there wearing my wedding dress. I instantly pulled out my phone and took a photo of her. She and my fiance freaked out after I told her that she needed to pay me for a new dress in 3 days or else I'll show the whole family the photo. She started crying and then left, and my fiance blew up at me, saying I can't be serious and that I overreacted because his mom just wanted to try the dress on, no harm done. But I refused to listen to him because in my opinion, the dress should only be worn by the bride and the bride only. Quite frankly, I felt disgusted looking at the dress again. I don't want it anymore. And so I think it's only fair that she pays me after she ruined it for me. He yelled at me and told me to wake up and stop treating his mom like this as if she was an enemy. We had a fight after he failed to get me to back down, and he's been staying with his mom since then. I felt awful, but I spent $3,000 on this dress and I worked hard to get it. I can't stop looking at it, but people in my family think I'm escalating things and risking my relationship with not only future mother-in-law, but my fiance as well. Am I the jerk? Update. My fiance called and offered to pay for the dress himself so we can end the conflict, but he wants me to hand him my phone so he can delete the photo himself, swear that I don't have any copies to use against his mom later, apologize to his mom, and lastly, he asked that I quit his family group chat and log out of Facebook for at least a month. I haven't responded yet. P.S. He called with this offer and conditions hours ago, but I didn't want to include this in the post, but now I did. Also, I'm not sure if I'll agree because I don't want him to pay for it. I want his mom to pay for it, the one who wore it. Not being vicious, but trying to hold her accountable.
Okay, I'm gonna take this in pieces, if I may. All right, so mama wrong, putting on somebody else's wedding dress. Culturally, people take the wedding dress way too damn seriously. You can't wear it because you saw somebody else in it. I do understand. I just think it's stupid, and I also think that $3,000 for a dress is stupid. So the custom behind it and how they take your emotions and they take advantage of it being an emotional day to overcharge you for everything that has anything to do with it, I find reprehensible. Now, that's my problem with the wedding ceremony pageantry thing. But the part with mom insisting on wearing a dress is just wrong. And then you run an interference so your mom can go do that. It's wrong. It's like there's no justification for it. And then she catches you. You know how she feels about it. Your mom knows how she feels about it. And she's like, yo, that's it. Red line. We're done. You know what I'm saying? We're done here. You know, and then she draws a line, blah, 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 blah. I am with the bride 98% of the way. Here's where she loses me. I don't want him to pay for it. I want her to pay for it. Like mom is her child. You don't. I get it. Some people just want to prove a point and they want to make sure the point is. Your point has been made. She is humiliated, and justifiably. And the son is like, "Yo, I need to dead all this, so I'll pay for it." That should be that part. Now the rest of his terms were garbage, so she really shouldn't even accept any of the terms at all. You know what I'm saying? But at that point, you just got to chalk up the $3,000 as a lost cause at this point because you need to let it all go. But his other terms, I find, are just what? You want me to do what? Apologize to who? So, so I know I'm on both sides of this thing in different places, but the bride overwhelmingly, I think, is right. I just don't think that her conclusion was the best solution.
I agree. I come from a place where the best wedding ceremonies and celebrations were, you had to pay for like the food and maybe, I think like my dress was $60 because I had it made and a friend sewed it for me. It was a present. It was a beautiful wedding. I actually had a lot of compliments about it. Rented a nice little park. Couple $100 total. I do not get $3,000 for a dress. I mean, I like you said, I get where you're skeeved. You don't want your partner's mother in your clothes. Okay. But yeah, it was petty to go towards, I won't accept your money. Just get reimbursed and go. That's just weird.
Yeah, because it comes down to, do you want to marry this man? All things
Who's gonna
considered,
run interference?
everything, yeah, all things considered, take the dress completely out of the equation. This is a bad moment in your guys' history. With that being removed, do you still want to marry this man? If your answer is yes, then you need to find whatever is going to get you past this moment. If your answer is no, take the path or take the steps necessary so you can go ahead and exit. Get your money back. I don't care if it comes from your mama. I don't care if it comes from you. I don't care if it comes from your third cousin Quincy. Give me my $3,000 and maybe we can figure something out years from now. You go your way, I'm gonna go my way with though. We good here, and that's it.
Yep, like Marlon says, a lot of these kinds of stories, you're in the wrong in the first place when the guy was trying to stop the fiance for even walking in on the room. So here is my thought. Oh, and Foxy said that her wedding dress was either at $100 or less. So yeah, y'all, yeah. But anyway, lady, this is what you need to do. You need to agree to all the agreements. Everything that guy said, you need to agree to. However, you need to make a copy of the picture and put it somewhere safe. You need to get paid. Get your $3,000. It doesn't, like Thea says, it doesn't matter where you get the money from. You get your $3,000. You look the dude square in the face and say, "Okay, I'm out. We're done. I don't want to deal with you." Oh, and by the way, if you or your mother run off with the mouth about why we broke up, try to make me look like the bad guy, I still got a copy of the picture. Fuck around and find out. I'm willing to just let this go and don't say a word about why we broke up. You go your way, I go my way, we done. I won't say a bad thing about you. But if you go run off with your mouth, I still got the picture. The real reason why we did it.
never cease to amaze me, my brother.
Why is that? I can be just this
I just
petty.
don't. I don't get. Yeah, that I will never understand. I guess I don't have that gene. That just ain't in me.
No,
But
you don't have you
that's
don't have
cool.
that G. But let's move on to the last story of the night while we still have it. And I've been waiting for the longest time to play this because I wanted Thea's perspective on this story.
Uh-oh.
Being glad that my daughter turns 18.
I married my wife about 2 years ago, and she has a daughter from a previous relationship. Early on in our relationship, my wife made it clear that her daughter has a father, and she's not looking for another father for her. My wife set the ground rules that I would be an adult figure, but not a parental one. I'll have no say in how she's brought up, and I can't punish her in any way. Considering she was 14 when her mom and I met, and 15 when we married, I agreed to her rules. My thinking was that she's already too old for me to make any difference in her life, so why make that an issue? Fast forward a couple of years, and my life has been a nightmare. This girl constantly gets into trouble and has been kicked out of several schools. She lived with her father during this time. She had to move in with us so that she could attend a new high school in order to graduate. She's been suspended several times at this high school, but it looks like she'll graduate on time. While living with us, she's gotten into 2 car accidents, once when she was drunk, and we had to remortgage our house to pay her attorney fees and legal bills. The judge dressed us down in court for not being better parents. I'm not a legal expert, but I do think that judges can put you in jail for arguing, so I bit my tongue and took it. It was humiliating. The girl is a couple of months away from being an adult, and this weekend I was out with the guys and she came up in conversation. I complained about how much money I've spent bailing her out of trouble and that I can't wait until she turns 18 so that she can face her own consequences. Word got back to my wife and she blew up at me. I still don't think that I said anything wrong, but I'm staying at a motel tonight. I want to be clear that we're not kicking her out, and considering that she doesn't work, she'll be living with us for a while. I'm just waiting for the day that she's an adult, so I won't be yelled at by any more judges.
So we've done this one before,
That's what I thought.
but I heard something different just now. Dude, what kind of dudes you hanging with, man? You know what I'm saying? Like one of your partners ran back to his old lady and started running off at the mouth about what y'all were talking about. And then that got back to your old lady. You got a problem in your circle.
Sorry that anybody heard this story before. I done did like 50 million stories over the last 3 years. So yeah, some of these gonna repeat.
Yeah, but he got a problem in his friendship circle. There's a leak in the drain.
Okay, here let me say this real quick. First of all, you should have never agreed to those terms to begin with. At the very beginning. Number 2, even if you did, because you did agree to it. Okay, me not being parental figure mean I'm out on everything. I ain't remortgaging a damn thing because your child that you said I had no parental anything over got herself into trouble. You sound like a nut. So you don't want me to have no parental rights to your child whatsoever, but I'm footing the cost of every time she gets in trouble? You have lost your mind. It's not happening. And yes, this is a hill I'm willing to die on. I ain't paying for a damn thing. You need to figure out how you gonna get your daughter out of trouble. I'm not going to a court case. You ain't got to, dude, you ain't never had to worry about a judge yelling at you because you shouldn't have been at the courthouse. Her dad should have been there. You need to go on to work. Because remember, this ain't got nothing to do with you. You're not a parent, remember? You're not a parent. You got no rights. You can't punish her. You can't do nothing. You got to remember the reason why she moved in with you is because she done burned every damn bridge in every school that she was when she was living with her daddy. Then she comes in with you, she burning bridges again. 2 car accidents. I'm not taking fault with that. Teenagers, they do stupid stuff. However, one of the stupid stuff was her drinking and driving. That's not a normal stupid stuff. And you got to pay for it by remortgaging. I ain't remortgaging a man. Look, here's what we're going to do. Here's what we're going to do. You either pay me out from the house or I pay you out of the house. We're going to go our separate ways so you can be the only parent in this child's life along with the dad. And y'all figure out what y'all going to do. I ain't finna stay in this. I don't even know what this is. Ain't a marriage. It's not a marriage. But not, man, you and number 2, yeah, you need to get with your little posse and find out which one of them can't keep that damn mouth shut. Like, for real, dude, you need to find out who told who to what. Did you tell your woman? Did you tell your wife? Did you tell somebody? Yeah, I told her. Okay, well, her ass went back to my damn wife and told everything that we saying. Why are you going around telling what we talking about? Number 3, and most importantly, lady, I wish the hell you would blow up at me for what I said. You know how bad your damn child is. The hell is you mad about? You was there the whole time. The hell you acting like this is a damn secret? We just left the courthouse. You out your mind. You damn right I'll be glad when your damn child turned 18 years old. No, I'm not saying I'm going to throw her out, but hell yeah, I'm glad that I have the ability to do it if I wanted to. I'm not saying I would. I'm not saying that I wouldn't. I just like the ability to say that I could. And that she can't do shit about it. What the fuck is you upset about? We just remortgaged the damn house. For one person. People who remortgage houses do so they can build up their credit, so they can build up their equity, so they can do something to the house and make it more. We bailing your damn child out. What the hell is you yelling about? Why the hell you ain't more mad? You mad at me? For what I said? More than what your daughter did? Woman, if you don't sit your ass, I'm going to pull a Tracy right now. If you don't sit your whole ass down so damn well and get a grip on reality. And I dare you to sit there and say you're going to leave me. Hell, there's the damn door. I'll open it for you. The screen door and everything. You can beat it. Take your badass chap down kid with you too. Since I ain't got no parental rights, she can't stay here. Not with me. Well, what am I going to do? Don't give a damn.
You know what's funny though, Marlon? Your response is hilarious, first of all, and dead on. But what's funny to me now is like I said, I'm looking at it a little bit different than when we covered it last time, right? I'm looking at different pieces. And now I'm zoning in on the dad, right? The husband. I can't call him the dad. I'm zoning in on the husband.
You ain't the dad.
And
dad.
Right.
You ain't no damn
and
stepdad.
I'm like, so first of all, I do understand in the beginning of relationships, even if they've been together, say 2-3 years, and now they're going to get married, and a father is active in the child's life. So you're like, look, you are my husband. I did not marry you to be her father. I married you to be my husband. She has a father that's active in her life, right? I understand that speech happening and all that, because don't nobody want some other man putting their hands on their child, right? Because I'll be the first one to tell you, we're going to come and handle some business if that comes down, right? But as the man, now, okay, dinosaur dad coming out, okay? As the man, any child under my roof is under my authority. I don't care if it's my niece, my nephew, a stranger who got lost trying to find a bathroom. I don't care. If you are a kid in my house, you are under my authority. So, fine. We had the agreement that you and your ex-husband or the baby's father, whatever that dynamic is, are going to be responsible active parenting of your daughter. But such is the type of man that I am. Me and your daughter will have an understanding, and we will build our own relationship, irrespective of all that, where I am still being the presence in her life. So that's why I look at old boy and I'm like, is this kid that messed up that you couldn't find that bridge between the two of you? It almost kind of bookends with the earlier one where you don't have a connection with the child. Do you have a connection with this child? It doesn't have to be structured. I am your stepfather and you will obey me. No, it just simply be, look, what you doing?
Respect.
Let me talk to you. Because one of the things I found a lot of times, like with my wife and my eldest, right? It was like they were friends and step, right? It was, you know what I'm saying? Like my ex-wife is the mom. So if there was corrective action going down, my ex-wife handled that. But my wife was clear on what her boundaries were, what her expectations were, and she loves our daughter as our daughter. So they had their own relationship, which is always cool for me looking at it because it wasn't normal. Like it's like as the step, it's almost like you got to play both roles in a way. Like you're the confidant, you're the mentor, you're the mom, you're the aunt, you are so many things at once. It seems like for me looking back at it, I just said, "Dad," like that's what. But I'm just looking at him like, dude, what was the relationship? And were you able to create one? Because it's not that simple when you're taking in a 14-year-old. So she's ready to kind of becoming who she's gonna be. So maybe y'all couldn't get the connection. I don't know. Everything Marlon said, yeah, like you're not gonna tell me. Deal both ways. Okay? They get it both ways. You can't tell me I have no authority and then say I have responsibility. No.
Yeah. Right now, the only reason that I said what I said, I won't yell this time. The only reason I said what I said is because in any type of relationship, there should be a more positive outlook than negative. And dude, in this relationship, you're working in the negative. Like you really are. Like every day you're just, I'm not saying regret it, you're not happy. And you're not happy because of one person. So emotionally, you're in the negative. Financially, you're in the negative. I mean, there's nothing good about this. Nothing. If your wife yelling at you, now you got a marital problem in the negative. So it's like, is this what you want to do from this point on? I personally could not do it. Y'all need to get on the same page. Y'all need to figure out this daughter thing. Or you need to just go your separate ways. And you're going to have to rebuild yourself from scratch since you refinance the whole house for one person. It didn't benefit but one person who got herself into trouble.
Yeah, that's part. Yeah. Because I could see refinancing, put my kids in college.
Yes.
You trying to refinance, keep your kid out of jail. It's slightly different.
God. All right, everybody. That's our first hour, Cole. Man. I need to go get some fresh air. Anyway, that is our first hour. This is going to reboot his system. I will see everybody on the other side. We do not have a Mafia video of the week. We do not have a real or not because we have a video where me and Foxy disagrees on. So again, for anybody that's new, I'll tell you the rules of when me and Foxy disagree on it. 3-minute break to reboot and refresh, and we'll see everybody on the other side. Stay tuned.
Living for weekends, wishing I could take a break from this world. Running on a hamster wheel, but searching for something I can't feel. I just wanna be a lost girl and fly. Take a breath, feel my wings spread, levitate above the ground and make eye contact with clouds. Now I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free, finally, I wanna be free, I wanna be free, finally, I wanna be free, finally. I always stay dreaming, never imagined I lose my spark. Living in this crazy time, putting back the pieces of my mind. I know how to run from the dark and fly. Take a breath, feel my wings spread, levitate into the clouds. I'm so high above the ground, I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free, finally, I wanna be free, I wanna be free, finally, I wanna be free, finally. Higher to a bird, you, I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free, I wanna be free, I wanna be free, I wanna be free, finally.
We are back, and as usual, let's go ahead and pay those bills. Radical Truth to Power will be tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please do not forget to go to Tracy's page, buymeacoffee.com/Tracy Media LLC. Help support Tracy and all of her endeavors. Please do not forget to go to my Patreon page, patreon.com/Radical Truth to Power, exactly where it's spelled, capital R, capital T, capital T, capital P. Please do not forget to go to Anna Hart's website, BorelliEtc.com. Learn something that you didn't think you need to know, but you should. And as always, you can reach me at radtp@outlook.com. That's RADTP@outlook.com. While we are on the subject, This will probably be the last week that I will be on Patreon. It has nothing to do with anything other than I'm more focused on YouTube and Facebook than I have been on Patreon. So I will probably in the future be shutting down my Patreon page. We are, and I feel like I'm doing the right thing because of the next news of that we only are 15 away from our first 300 subscribers.
Wow.
So we have flown well above what my numbers was projected for this year. I was on the assumption I'll pick up another 100, and we have picked up darn near 250. So I'm more or less want to put my emphasis more into YouTube and less into the Patreon page. Plus, I don't have anything special that I can put on Patreon that people are not getting from YouTube. So I will be shutting down my Patreon page, and I'm going to put my focus more onto YouTube and Facebook. Tracy, how much is jail? I don't know. I don't care, and I wouldn't have found out because I wouldn't have been there. Dang, it feel like you just hit 200 like a few weeks ago. Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
So whatever it is that we're doing, it's working. I do appreciate everybody that supported me on Patreon. Please understand that. I will never take away from the support that I got on Patreon. I really do. But I just want to focus more on YouTube and really build this platform. We are doing great things over here. I appreciate Anna and Theas and Tracy for all the hard work and dedication, because it does take dedication to come on this show. There are days you just don't want to come on this show. There are days you don't feel like listening to that sad sob stories over and over and over again, or the stories that make you angry, or the stories that you just so pissed off that you hear it so many times and you know, damn it, I've been saying what the change should have been 2-3 years ago, and we still doing the same crap over and over again. It takes dedication to still want to come on here and report that stuff. They don't have to do this. I'm not paying them. One day I would like to. One day I would. I really would. But they're coming on here on their free time on the weekend to do these things. And I really appreciate them doing that. At the same time, I appreciate each and every person that comes and watch these shows. YouTube has millions of videos. Thousands of video channels that do what we do. And you decide to take time every weekend and come and watch us. Some of y'all who've been watching from the very beginning, I really appreciate it. I promise you that I'm going to work hard, and we're going to build this platform, and we're going to look back on this show and laugh at some of the stuff that we got wrong, did wrong, said, and everything else. And, you know, like I said, I look at some of my old videos, and truly we have all grown, because believe me, I sometimes when I get nostalgic, I look back at my old videos and go, Marlon, what the hell are you talking about? Are you drunk? What the hell was that? Not even a word. What are you talking about? And so, yeah. And we'll do it 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 15 years from now. I mean, I'll probably be doing the show from Jamaica, because this damn country is just going to drive me out bit by bit anyway. But I'll still do the show. I don't know how the internet is in Jamaica, but I'll find a way. But in other words, I appreciate everybody. That was my point.
And we appreciate you, Marlon. Real talk.
Me too.
I appreciate it. Or the yes, I'm the evil left wing snowflake song. It takes dedication to hear.
It does.
Yeah, but y'all have no damn problem. The Red House.
No, that takes dedication too.
It really does. Am I the a-hole? So, in case you're new to this show, it's very rare, but it does happen that me and Foxy, my wife, listens to a story and we come to different conclusions on it. Now, as you're new here, let me tell you what we're going to do, and then I'm going to tell you why we're going to do it. So what we're going to do is we're going to listen to the story. I'm going to give you the arguments, the two arguments, but I am not going to tell you who said the argument, just to be fair. Now, why did I decide to make these rules and regulations? Because a long time ago, these two people, along with Tracy, has decided it really don't give a damn. Foxy right, and I'm wrong. So I have decided that you're not going to know who the argument came from, and you're going to have to decide on the argument and not the person. So here we go with this story. You really did not run a marathon.
I've been a runner for as long as I can remember. I absolutely love it. I want to pursue running as a competitive activity and also as a just for fun hobby. I encourage and support newcomers to running, but recently I encountered a situation where I felt gatekeeping was necessary. My sister-in-law got into running last year, and she absolutely fell in love with it as well. Since I'm also a runner, I decided that I could connect with her on this topic. I wanted to hear about her runs, her progress, and maybe offer some helpful guidance if she wanted it. So at a family gathering, I asked her about her running. After a bit of conversation, she mentioned to me that she ran a marathon. I was quite surprised that she ran a marathon after only getting into running a year ago. That's amazing, I thought to myself. What incredible dedication and drive. I was about to praise her for this incredible accomplishment, but then she explained this marathon in detail. It was a virtual marathon where she started late last year and apparently completed this year. Basically, it's an app-based event where you tally up your running distances until you reach 26.2 miles. I chuckled slightly and told her that it's great that she totaled 26.2 miles in that time frame, but it does not count as a marathon. I told her that marathons have a time limit for completion, usually 6 to 8 hours. If they didn't, then I could say that I've run several ultra marathons if you add up all the distances that I've run in my life. It's disingenuous, and, in my opinion, it undermines those who have actually run a marathon. She did not take this well. She called me a butthole, a bully, an elitist, and a few other things. I apologize for upsetting her, but I stand by what I said. She didn't run a marathon. I didn't press the subject at all, and I left it at that. She wouldn't speak to me for the rest of the gathering. My wife agrees with me, despite not being a runner herself, and she said that her sister overreacted. Their mother said that I should have just let my sister-in-law believe that she ran a marathon. Maybe, I don't know. She's 23 years old and without any impairments. Validating her marathon would feel similar to lying to a child to boost their confidence. The difference is, she's not a child.
Okay, so here are the two arguments. The first argument is you're not the a-hole. You was right. She did not run a marathon. She proud of a virtual marathon. And she started to sit us off with, I ran a marathon. And then paused and then went into details about her. What's Dia's doing? and then came into great detail to explain it was a virtual marathon. The other argument is if you'd have gave her time to say it, which was a pregnant pause, she would have explained that it was a virtual marathon. You just jumped in and went on this big rambling thing about it not being a marathon and blah, 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 and everything else, when all you had to do was wait a few seconds and she would have explained to you that it was a virtual marathon. So you just gatekeeping for the sake of gatekeeping when you really didn't have to. So those are the two arguments. So anybody can jump in.
I don't get the whole gatekeeping thing because, like, what are you saving? You don't own Marathon. Like, it costs you nothing. That's why I don't get when people get like this, man. What are you defending? What are you standing up for? The principles of marathon running that your ass just recently started doing? Come on, man. Look, she says she ran a marathon. She did it online on her little Peloton or whatever. All right. Just like, just let that ride, man. It became about it became about the other person. It became about, well, no, because you see, I am an actual marathon runner. You did this little thing on the internet, but I sweat, I run, I'm timed. For what, man? This ain't about you. Stop trying to big up yourself. She said something goofy, because that is kind of goofy, in my opinion, to brag about you ran a marathon online over an extended period of time. So you had a lot of breaks in between. But to you, it was an accomplishment. To you, it was more than what you used to do. So, hey, congratulations. Happy for you. You're mute, Anna.
Sorry. I'm gonna go halfway here because there was something. Marathon does have a definition. That is kind of, yeah, was he a dick? Yeah, he was. The mother, the way she said that, like, couldn't you just let her believe? I'm not really sure. Things change all the time. She ran 26 miles. Woohoo! You didn't do it all in one stretch. That is a marathon. So yeah, still be proud of what you did. It's more than I could do.
And you kind of hit on it. You said
There's a definition.
terms change. Yeah, but terms change all the time, right? So
yeah,
we are in a new age. We have been calling a marathon for however many decades, however long, right? It's a marathon. We all come to an understanding that a marathon means you went from point A to point B. It was an extended distance, 3, 5, whatever, however many miles, and that's a marathon. That's like our general definition. But we're in a digital age where people can't connect the same way, and they found ways to connect with communities without being physically present. So now we have entire Peloton community. I'm using them just because I know they have a platform for it. An entire Peloton community around the world, all riding or running or rowing together, same time, based on how far now they go. So, and they're doing it from their gym or their living room, or you know what I mean. So, are we going to say that that's not a marathon? Yes, it is. They went they pedaled the equivalent distance of point A to point B. Where this one kind of broke down is because it didn't do it in one time. Like she was like, yeah, it took me a while, but I got around to it. Okay, yeah, that could be a little bit of a problem, but let it ride because it costs you absolutely nothing.
Right.
And it's
Good for you,
a
darling.
it's a
That's all you
weird
had to say.
connection, but it's just like language changes. This is how language is changing, right? We used to only say boy girl. Now we have to say boy girl trans. And then if you understand it better, which I don't, then there's another level to that. So you don't just lump everybody into just trans, right? And then you got people who have different sexual proclivities, and they make up new names for that every week. So it's like, hey, cost you nothing. let it go.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah, I did that. That happened.
Okay, let's go ahead and get into it. So apparently, this go around, the winner is Foxy. Foxy was the one that said, "Hey, why you jumping in there? Let her be great, blah, blah, blah." I'm on the standing of this. You should have started off with, I ran a virtual marathon, not I ran a marathon too. It's not two. You did not run a marathon too. A marathon doesn't take months. It happens in the same day. I get what you're saying about the difference of and the communities, and I get all that. But when you see the
What if
Boston
it's
Marathon,
a midnight
well
run,
you're going to be
Marlon?
sitting there the same day they started. It's going to be the same day they ended.
What if it's a midnight marathon, Marlon?
It started at midnight.
It started at 11 and didn't finish until 1 a.m. That's not the same day.
That's
It's a consecutive thing.
it's
I get that. Extended marathon.
Here's
Things
the deal.
do have definitions.
Nobody during a real marathon
She needed to
goes to sleep.
clarify.
Nobody in a real marathon goes to work. Nobody in a real marathon eats lunch, dinner, and breakfast. Nobody in a real marathon go do this. Nobody in a real
Maybe
marathon
they're doing it
takes
wrong.
vacations.
Maybe.
Nobody in a
Maybe
real
they're the
marathon
ones doing it wrong, Marlon. You're running a marathon in analog. You're still in analog. We out here way past Dolby Digital. We on some next level, man.
That's my
You know what I'm saying?
point. You ain't got to change anything digital. It's not even analog. It's physical.
It's new, man.
It's the
You on that
equivalent
old
of giving
stuff.
somebody a participation trophy.
You
Okay.
still running marathons with your feet. We out here doing it with our brain. Next level. Next level.
Shut up. That is not a thing.
So if somebody were to sign up on an app and with a bunch of people maybe around the world in one day, just try to clock 26 miles with whatever their little, their activity tracker, whatever it is, however they can show it. That I would genuinely call a marathon. And let's be honest, we would have more respect for somebody with a discipline or more, I'm missing the word.
Dedication.
Y'all sound like a bunch of conservatives.
What?
That's not how it's always been. You can't change it now.
I'm not listening to Thea. So Anna,
you can't change it now. That's not how it
you said on a Peloton, if there was a Peloton, it's a treadmill, but it's hooked up where everybody around the world is running the same length. at the same time,
Yes.
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 I would literally say that was a marathon. That's closer to a marathon than what this woman was talking about.
So your issue is that it's time bound.
Yes.
Is that she was
Because a
able
marathon
to
is
take
time-bound.
breaks, and that is an antithesis to marathoning.
So she should have said it wasn't a marathon. She should have called it more like a new age relay race.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
No, for real. I wouldn't have said I would have been on the side if she said, "Oh, I ran a virtual marathon. This is what a virtual marathon is."
She
Now,
did say that.
eventually,
She said that. And you don't think it's a real
She
marathon.
started off
started-
with
you
a
don't think it's a
marathon
real
Thank you, Anna.
marathon.
Thank you, Anna.
and then clarified what type.
She said, I ran a marathon.
I
Because
ran a marathon.
he was too busy gatekeeping.
She took a breath and explained what it
And maybe he was.
She's 23 years old. She knew what the hell she was doing when she said, I ran a marathon too.
You know what, Marlon? You need to listen to that again.
I started
she
my
did.
marathon. I started my marathon the day before Thanksgiving. I just finished right around Easter.
Still
hell
did it.
you
Congratulations,
talking about?
Marlon. I'm proud of you.
And it's
You know,
it's
I'm
still
gonna tell
more
you,
than I
you're
can
not
do.
gonna lose no weight that way, but you know, at least you stuck through until you finished it. You know,
That's it. It's the persistence to start and finish a
go ahead, look.
project.
Go ahead, Tink Tink. You got it.
Proud
Keep
of
running.
you.
Oh, little
I'm
Tink Tink.
proud of you. I'm so proud that you walked from your bedroom to the bathroom and it counted some type of way on your little app as if you was active. I'm so proud of you that it counts the walks from your apartment or your house to your car. I'm proud of you that it counts from your car to your job. I'm proud of you that it went from your desk to the bathroom and from the bathroom back to your desk, that it's counting.
Sir, I take it as a win when the next day I wake up in the morning and I get that nice little alert and it says, you walked 2,035 steps yesterday.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Because I know that that's only because I had to go to the office that day. So that was when I had to walk to the cafeteria and had to walk, through the parking lot and stuff like that. But compared to when I work from home and my count's like 312, that's still more.
This, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm really not.
That is a low
there was
count.
never a time to agree with you on something. That's it. Because I have the same app on my phone or a different app. It doesn't matter. It counts it. It counts my step. And when you look at it, and it's in the thousands, 10,000 steps, and then you look at it on a Sunday, and it's like 34.
5. Your app wants to call your app wants to call the paramedics because it thinks you're dead.
Look, because Anna, on it goes from red to green, because it's like in the green, you really did some stepping. I ain't got to green not one damn time on the weekend, not once. It's as red as Trump. It don't move. It's like, dude, did you even get up? Yeah. Oh, that's the 34 steps you took. Okay, yes, you did.
But hey, at the end of the week, when it says you walked 5 miles, you walked 5 miles.
Yeah.
Did it take you a week to do it?
No.
Yes.
Negative 12 steps. Yeah, you I don't. Ooh.
I did a marathon.
Okay. I'm proud of you, Theus.
Thank you. My mini marathon. There you go.
See, now that makes sense. A mini marathon.
And it ain't take you but 6 months.
Now, when I started on this, and doctors were telling me that I should aim for 10,000 steps a day. I'm lucky if I can get somewhere between 2,000 and 3,000. And I walk a dog.
In a day?
10,000 steps?
Yeah, that's a normal. Okay.
Look, let me put it to you this way: it's very rarely I get 10,000. Like
Who you
I
tell?
can get into the green at 8,000,
That's
maybe even 9,000. It's
so
very
four
rare
more
with
times.
double digit numbers on there. I don't want to walk that much. I got a desk job.
I got a car.
And I got a car. Then it's called something different. Okay, it's just call it a virtual. Thank you, Mickey. That's all. That's literally all I'm saying. It's a virtual marathon. Not
See, I'm
a
telling y'all sound like a
marathon.
bunch of conservatives. Y'all sound like a bunch of conservatives.
Okay, fine by me.
That's not a woman. That's a trans woman. I would have thought so much better. I would have
No,
thought so much better.
I
That's a marathon. You ran your marathon. Did you run a conventional marathon? Maybe not. Still a marathon.
Okay.
let's go on to the next story because
Run your marathon. Sister-in-law, feel proud of your marathon. Just don't tell nobody outside the family because they're going to pick on you. But run your marathon, sister-in-law. Run your marathon. Okay, we'll walk it. And make sure you get a donut for me because I know you're gonna stop by the bagel shop on the way. So.
let me just end it with this. How many holidays went through before you reached your marathon? How many holidays did you celebrate?
Tortoise in the hair, Marlon. Tortoise in the hair.
That tortoise went non-stop.
Or did he? He has his home on his back. He never left the house.
That rabbit stayed and slept. That tortoise did the marathon.
Ooh, I gotta use the bathroom. Let me go home. Yank. I'm back.
But really, gatekeeping, it is just, it's stupid. It's, why do you need to feel superior?
Well, okay, that I kind of agree on. Only for you could have just said, "Oh, I thought you ran a," and I'll use Thea's word. "Oh, I apologize. I thought you ran a traditional marathon, but you ran a virtual marathon. Congratulations!
Ooh.
You know you did good." You going all in, like you said, and this ain't blah blah blah, and the real marathon, and the right shoes, and the right roadways, and the weather, and the conditions, and the right water to drink at the right time. And okay, dude,
Look, I'm gonna tell you, this is family. So,
right.
real talk. If my family member tells me, "Yeah, I study politics. I read the back of the cereal box," I'm going this way. Right? It's you
Yeah,
getting clown, man. I mean, you ain't gonna tell me that. I mean, I know I'm saying I'm trying to stick up for the person because in a real ideal way, you should leave space for people, and you don't need to, you
Always
know,
grow.
manage someone else's victories or triumphs. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you tell me you ran a marathon and it took you 3 weeks and you went 2 miles. We gonna have jokes for the day. We are gonna have jokes for the day. But yeah, but he still was being rude.
he was being
He was
rude.
justified, but he was rude.
All right,
But
so
mama need to stop sticking up for everybody.
y'all need to stop bringing mama into every doggone. Once you get a certain
Let
age,
her have her
you understand.
delusion.
I know this is a whole different segment. I'm gonna make it a whole different segment. Sometimes I listen to these stories, and I think a lot of them are fake. I really do, because it seems like the theme seems to be the same thing. But if it's not, on the off chance that they're real stories, man, y'all grown ass people need to stop running to your mommy and your daddy every time you have an argument with somebody else. Like, you really need to stop doing that. Also on the off chance, all the mommies and the daddies out there, you really need to stop calling the other person and giving them, like the last story that we was listening to about the guy.
The wedding dress?
No, that's
Burning up the wife's stuff?
Burning, yes,
no.
no, wait,
The
The
story
daughter?
about the daughter
yeah.
and not wanting to be at the wedding, and the mother-in-law
Every
called.
last one of them involved the mama calling, though.
Yeah, but
It
the mama.
is.
But let me put it to you this way: why I say it's unrealistic in my world, it's unrealistic. What you are not going to do with me is call. You could call me and say, let's talk about this situation. Let's chat. Let's get us that. At no time are you going to call me and the word you're being an asshole and think that we're going to continue the conversation. I'm not going to continue the conversation with you insulting me. F you. I'm not holding a
But
conversation.
if you were wrong, though,
the whole thing is cussing me out to get off your system. Like, who the hell do you think you are? If you want to protect your
what if
daughter,
you were wrong, Marlon?
if I was wrong, you still ain't gonna call and cuss me out. That's the point. As soon as you call me out of my name, I'm just being realistic. I know it's funny, but I'm just being realistic with me. As soon as you cuss me out of my name, I shut down. I stop listening. So anything that you say, even if you're in the right, I'm not going to listen because you're calling me out of my name. So why am I going to continue listening to you? It's just being realistic. You are A-hole, you are B, you are C, and you want me to stay on the phone with you. Here's the funny thing about it. Remember that phone? You remember that one button that they have where I can answer the phone? That same button can hang up. I'm not going to sit there and put myself through this. Why would I? Number two, on the same point, why would I when I'm not even related to you yet? You are not my mother-in-law. You are my future mother-in-law, and if you keep running off with your mouth, that future part is going to disappear really quickly. Because now I have to think about, do I really want to deal with you on a long-term basis? So that's all I'm saying. Some of the stories just seem like they always seem fake to me because it's always, and once I broke up with them, I got calls and texts from the mother-in-law, the father-in-law, the cousin, and the Yeti and the North Pole, all cussing me out and telling me everything. What? So what? Let me understand this. So you think that I'm going to change my mind because you're calling me names? Or do you think in the real world, I will get more pissed off? Like,
I'm just surprised at all the people that just be calling. I'm like, so all y'all mama just call everybody?
It really does.
Right, you're that invested, and maybe some are, yeah.
But that's the other part that makes me look at it sideways sometimes. When it's like, I got calls from the mama, the daddy, the uncle, the aunt, the niece, the nephew, the cousin, and I'm like, how the hell did everybody get your number?
Well, your family, they got your number.
Yeah, we ain't that damn close.
But you ought to know not to call it.
Don't call me about
like the one with the dad. Remember the one with the two cooks, the two chefs? Hey, you gonna call me and tell me what?
the escalation. Yeah, that was the escalation argument. All you had just yeah. All right, everybody, we got time because I got some bad news. I forgot to do any Foxy videos of the week, so all the Foxy's videos of the week are reruns. Sue me. It's my weekend. So we got enough for one more story. And I've held this on for so long that I just really want to get off my board. My husband wants me to dress more kinky.
My husband is 29 and I'm a 26-year-old woman. We've been married for 4 years. I had a great job in sales before COVID, but we found out during the pandemic that things just worked better with my husband at work and me at home. He earns enough to support both of us. I never thought I'd end up being a traditional wife, but given that he's the breadwinner, I sometimes feel as though I should pick up a lot of the slack at home. I'm not a great cook, but I'm sociable and I enjoy being the hostess. When my husband has friends over to watch soccer, I prep a huge tray of snacks, keep the beers on ice, and pop in with drink and food top-ups during the game. I don't stay to watch, but I do ask the guys how they're doing, just polite chit-chat. They all seemed into it, and they often comment that my husband has done well with such a great wife. It's a nice setup. Last week, my husband came home with a beautifully gift-wrapped box and said that he got me a little something to wear when his friends are next over. I do my best to dress nicely when they're over, so I figured that it would be a pretty dress or something. He had a huge grin on his face, so I was so excited. I opened the box to find a red latex mini dress and a ball gag. The gag was designed to look like a soccer ball, and the dress was in his team's color. I didn't know what to say at first. I was so confused. He's never really been into anything like that. He's very vanilla. I asked if it was a joke, and at first he said no, and told me that his friends wouldn't believe how lucky he was if I walked in with snacks like that. I can't remember what I said next, but then he told me that it would be hilarious if I wore it and I should lighten up. I gave him a nervous laugh and told him that I thought it was funny too. This morning, he put both items on my dresser and said that he was looking forward to seeing me in them when the guys were around tomorrow. I reminded him that he said that it was a joke, and he got a bit sulky and said that he can't believe I don't have a sense of humor. But from what he's saying, it sounds like he's expecting me to wear it. I'm so confused because, 1, I don't know if he's doing this as a joke because his friends think I talk too much, or 2, if he'd get off on me being humiliated. He says that I'm being uptight and called me out for being a butthole, but I honestly don't think I'm being unreasonable. Am I the butthole?
I'm gonna take away your internet privileges.
Who?
You.
Why?
Turn the internet off. This man into his own new level of kink voyeurism. Whatever the cuckolding thing, that thing that people be doing. But the thing about that is, both people need to be willing participants. How do you disrespect your wife like this? I just can't.
All right, Anna.
Yeah, Marlon, your internet privileges are revoked.
You know that's pretty much the whole damn show, right? If you revoke my internet, that's the whole show, folks.
Or you need to start letting us pick some stories.
My wife is at home, and my boys come over to watch the game. So what I want her to do is dress up like a little porno vixen and wander around the house, so that the guys can get off looking at what I got going on. And no, I don't even do this. So now I'm gonna have my guys looking at my woman like she's some kind of just something to play with, and you are dehumanizing, objectifying, and insulting and degrading your woman all at one shot.
And
for what?
It's my
now,
fault
cool if she's into that.
But she's not.
But
So
she's not. You are humiliating her in front of your boys.
And the thing is, he's not even he's already humiliated her in front of his boys because he talked to them about this most likely. But if he hasn't said anything to them, and this is really a surprise, he hasn't humiliated her in front of his boys yet. He has completely disrespected her to her face.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me say this then.
To me, that's work. Well, it's all degrees of horrid at this point.
1, I'm not giving up my internet. Y'all ain't gonna get mad at me because I found you mad at the story, and then you mad at me because I found the story. It's like, hey, sorry that I found
you
the story.
chose it, dude.
Y'all like it. My second thing, you said to do this as a joke. Haha, it's gonna be a joke. You know what's more funny than your wife wearing the skirt and the ball gag is if you put on the skirt and the ball gag. Now that's a funny joke. No, it's not funny. Yeah, it wouldn't be funny the other way around either. You don't do that, dude. You don't do that to your wife. Period, point blank, end of discussion. You do not degrade your wife for the entertainment of for your friends. Let me repeat that. You do not degrade your wife for the entertainment for your friends. The woman that you love, which at this damn point, it sounds like you're willing that you tolerate her. And the reason why I am so mad at you is because she takes care of you and your friends while y'all watch a game. Take my word for it, dude. That's not on the norm. It really isn't. I have friends over. I take care of my friends. That's how we do it. Me and Foxy have friends and family over. Me and Foxy take care of friends and family. That's how it is. And you just throw that away for, I don't know what, shits and giggles? I don't know what you was thinking. And I really don't. Because remember what I've been saying on this show for the longest time. Everybody looks at the end game. Everybody looks at the end game. The dress and the ball gag and wanting him to put it on. No, I'm going to tell you how bad it is. You have to start from the beginning. And you have to start from the beginning of, he thought this. That's the beginning. He thought of this first. Then he thought it was funny. Then he did the research to try to find this stuff. Then he paid for this stuff. Then he put it in a nice little wrap box and everything else, a little pretty box. Then he gave it to her. Then over the course of, I can't remember the story was days or hours, I don't know. Telling her to wear the dress. Then you try to set it up by putting it on the bed so to remind her, I guess, about the dress. You fucking insulted from the beginning to the end. And if that's the way you feel, you need to go find a wife that's cool with this. Because the one you got right now isn't. And you wouldn't even let it
now
go.
he thinks, but see, he and she apparently now thinks that he has her over a barrel because she's no longer working outside of the home.
Mm-hmm.
So she's now in a compromised state because otherwise I would have to imagine she would have told him exactly where to go first time it came up. But because she's in a compromised position, she's trying to find a way to negotiate this in such a way that she doesn't feel forced into this because she ain't going to do it. She's just not going to do it. But she's trying to find a way to avoid conflict in not doing because she is compromised. He has the money. He has the job.
There is no way, though. In the 24 hours.
Even if there's not a way, but we've all, I don't know, I can't speak for anybody else. I know I've been in situations, whether it be at work or in personal relationships, where you know what the next step or outcome is, and it's undesirable. So you're trying to find every other approach you can come up with to not have to do that thing, right? Not have to, blow the top. You know what I'm saying? So I can see how people do. That's why, like, for me, I'm looking at it, and I'm probably putting more into the story than what it is, but I'm looking at it from the standpoint of she was a professional person, and then she was a housewife, and then she started learning how to do more domestic like duties in the house, and then he started lording over her in a way, right? He started taking advantage of that. He didn't see that as her trying to be more accommodating. He took it as her being more subservient. And so he's pushing that envelope further and further down the line because if he can get her to do this, then he has officially broken her. You know what I'm saying? So it's dark, man. It's like almost, well, it's just dark.
Yeah.
And you're being so disrespectful to the people who use these tools for mutual pleasure. It is an immense show of trust to engage in a lot of different kinky things. You're throwing it around like a joke. You're also taking away your friend's ability to consent to this. You think, I don't know, you might be right. Everybody could get a nice jolly off of this, except your wife.
Who you have to be with a lot longer than your friends. You don't lay beside your friends. But yeah, Anna, you did hit on something that I was going to say next. You don't know how the hell your friend's going to think. Now, again, like Thea said, I may be add to the story. But let's say you didn't tell your friends. You don't know how your friend's going to take this. You have not a clue. You may have some conservative friends that's going to look at you like, dude,
What
what
the
the
hell?
hell is your wife wearing? Oh, I'll put that
Conservative
on her
hell.
as a joke and everything. That ain't funny, bruh. That
Yeah,
ain't funny.
conservative
What the hell
nothing.
is wrong
I'm
with
not
you?
conservative. I am not conservative, but I'm also not out there. So I see some shit like that. I'm disowning you and her. I ain't got no time for that.
No,
Hey, y'all can call it kink shaming if you want. I'm not casting judgment on you. You do what the hell you want to do,
no,
but
it
you
ain't
ain't
keep
gonna be
coming.
around me
Don't
with
get it.
that shit. My
No,
people were
That's
my
it. It
my
is.
forefathers were slaves. My
It would
forefathers were
not.
slaves. I see some shit like that. That don't do nothing but make me think of bondage, and bondage ain't sexy to me. So
Mm-hmm.
you do your shit. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be
Hey, look, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna put it to
That
you
is
straight.
exactly
I
what
ain't
I'm
going.
trying to say.
I'm not even going as deep as slavery. That is a good point. Is I'm gonna bring it back to present day. I got a wife. Let word get out that I was over my friend's house while his wife was dressed like that, and I stayed. Bruh, you are not going to put me into that situation. You are not. Because you may not have a
well.
problem with your entertainment laying beside your wife. I got to lay beside mine. And trust me, y'all heard Fox's mouth. I don't know what time we going to bed. It ain't gonna be no damn time soon. But we gonna hash this out. Tell you right here and now. Why the hell you stay for the game? Oh, so for the game. You stay for the game? Really? That's what you're gonna use? That's what you're gonna use. You stay for the game. So this chick walking around with some tight knit rubber glove on with a ball in her mouth, but you stay for the game. This is what your argument is gonna be. Okay, okay.
Well, unless there's a
I'm
leak
gonna
in the
go ahead and make some
circle,
coffee because we're gonna talk this out. Because yeah.
unless there's a leak in the circle, my wife wouldn't even know that this happened. I'd
Um,
just be up out of it.
it's gonna be a leak
You
in
know
the
what I'm
circle.
saying?
So well.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. Well, I'm just saying the code of conduct I run by, unless somebody's being hurt, uh, the fellas don't tell on the fellas unless somebody doing something that's off code. But at the same time, though, I'm gonna pull my boy aside, not in the moment, because in the moment I'm out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull my boy aside because I'm gonna let him know man to man why I can't kick it with him no more. You know what I'm saying? Because it violates my standards for how I would treat my woman, and I know my woman is not your woman, so I'm not trying to impose my standards on you. I'm telling you that this is out of line for my how I would treat my woman. So I can't kick it with you, right? Because we too far apart here, and that's just what it's gonna be. And yeah, but yeah, it's just wild, man. Plus, my circle is intentionally small, so my boys, their woman, that's my sister. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
that's
Right.
my sister.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
I'm automatically protective. Like, that's one of the things that ever since like high school, my fellas have always known. The safest place for your woman to be when she ain't with you is with me. Because I'm a protector, because I'm protecting her for you, and I'm protecting you for her. I mean, protecting her for her.
Right.
That's just what it's gonna be. So I
I
dinosaur me. I just
no
couldn't. I
no no no
just
no no. It's not, because then that makes me a dinosaur too. Because as soon as I meet anybody in Florida,
It's just being
I met
respectful of
a
everybody.
in Florida, I met a cousin. Never met her before in my life, not once. And normally I do the whole greeting of, "Hey, how you doing? I'm Marlon. I'm Foxy's husband." Blah blah blah. Nah, that's boring. I'm gonna treat you like I treat your cousin, like I treat your sister-in-law, like I treat your other cousins. We gonna trip and we gonna laugh and everything else. Because I treat you like family.
yep.
We can take the slow road and everything else, but that's boring for me.
Yeah, when my fellas, like I said, now this
Shouldn't
ain't for
be
like my
taken.
associates. This ain't for my associates. But with my boys, when one of my boys is, they chose you. You see what I'm saying? It ain't up for my decision, my approval, disapproval, none of that. You are automatically family by the fact that he chose you.
Mhm.
Now, once y'all ain't together no more, unless you and I have established that real relationship between the two of us, I, I don't know you no more,
Yeah,
right? You his
yeah.
ex-wife, therefore you are no longer my sister. But if you are his wife, which made you my sister, and then we got close, then even when y'all split up, you still my fam. There's like
Mhm.
there's layers to this. But what this
Mhm.
dude did is just off code. It's just
Yeah.
it's not how I could roll.
I couldn't do it. I literally could not see myself staying there. Not for a
Even
second.
if I knew that's what they were into. Even if I knew that's what they were into, don't bring that onto me. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
They'll-
Cause it cause it
don't
feels like
don't
to me.
act like this is normal. You know
No,
you ain't doing
that
something
and that
normal.
and that was my
It's
point.
good for you. It's
It would
good for
feel
you.
like to
That don't
me,
make it normal. It just means it's good for you.
it would feel like manipulation to me. It would really feel like manipulation. It would really feel like this is what, and I'll go your route if this is what you into. Cool. Hey, I'm not married to neither one of y'all. You just my friend, and that's your wife. I was always on the standard of whatever happens in your house is your house. You pay the rent / mortgage there. Nobody has the right to tell you what the hell you can do in your house. Cool. What I feel manipulated is when you start feeling like, okay, now I'm just gonna show you all the things that I do in the house, and since you over here, you just gonna have to deal with it.
Yeah.
Remember that door that I walked in? I can walk right back out, dude. No bars on
You know,
that.
and it's funny. It's a good,
I'm a
towards the end
member
of
of
every
this
show,
community, and this is wrong.
and that's just it. So, we get to this part of the show at some point every night. Uh, I like how it branches out. So, one of my annoyances is the redefining of normal. Okay. We have taken and decided that everything under the umbrella should be treated as normal because we all have our right to be who we are. Okay. So we all have our right to be who we are. That is a fact. I will hold to that. I will defend your right to be who you are. As long as you're not abusing women and children and each other, I'm cool. I'll protect that. But I will not stand by and let you redefine normal. You know what the hell you doing is not normal. It is a gradient of acceptable. See what I'm saying? There's a difference. What's good for you is good for you. That is your business. That is your normal. But you know how that normal fits into the wider society is not standard. So just own that. What's wrong with being different? What is wrong with being different? Just be different. But no, you want to make me decide that your different is normal, and that's a
No.
problem. That's why we have problems with Trumpsters and conservatives and all them weird people out there, because we are trying to force them to step into our normal. And that's why when sometimes you hear me say, I don't care if a person's racist. I don't care. If you racist, you have every right to be racist. Watch what you say around me. Watch what you do around me. But you yourself have every right to be racist. You yourself have every right not to like me just because of the color of my skin. You have the right to not like somebody because of their gender. You have the right to not like anybody for whatever reasons you have. I don't care. That's your brain, your heart, your mind. That's on you. Where we have a problem is when you start lashing out or trying to control someone else based on your worldview. That's where we have a problem.
Yep.
But what happens is we got people on the left who want to police words. No, you have to accept my identity. You have to accept my terminology, or you are wrong, and I will burn down your world. And then the people on the right sitting there talking about like, I'm going to reshape your world, and I'm going to make sure you're not even safe in this world. So both of y'all wrong.
People in this country, you're right, Theo. Now that I think about it, we always keep branching off into politics and social things. People in this country have this one issue. And if you think about it, I'm not, narrowing it down to this one scope, but it is. People in this country have an issue with minding your own damn business. And I don't know why that is. You can do whatever the hell you want to do. Fine. Don't bother me at all. It really don't. What I have an issue with is you doing something and think I should do it because you are doing it. And that's what we're going to have a problem with. You can do whatever the hell you want to in your house. Just like you could never argue with me about, I don't want to stay in that house. It's right beside a house full of gays. The hell they got to do with you? Your mortgage ain't going to go up and down regardless of who you stay beside. Trust me, it won't. Believe me. They're not going to knock on your door and go, oh, you a gay couple?
Well, wait a minute.
Let me see.
Wait a minute. Your mortgage might go down because you live by a bunch of black people, Latinos, poor people. So yeah, who your neighbors are.
Yeah, it could happen.
Okay, not that. Not that.
Now you might be okay with gay people unless they're a gay black and Latino couple. Then you might have a problem.
That's just racism, pure and simple. And I'm not talking about that. What I'm talking about is people who tend to go out of their way to know every aspect of everybody I ain't even gonna say in their lives, everybody they meet.
It's all about power, brother.
Yeah, and that kills me.
It's all about power.
Just go mind your own damn business. Trust me, it works. We listened to a story that I'm gonna play on here in the future, where the kid was traumatized because the uncle called the police on him and the family, and it was a policeman, but it was his uncle. So it's like, hey, can you go over there and scare them because the nephew stole a game system from his daughter, and the mama was okay with it and everything like that. And the police just scared him and was like, okay, I'm gonna let you go, but remember, I'm gonna be watching you, and if you steal anything else again, I'm gonna arrest you. So don't steal. And the mom called back, you traumatized my 6-year-old boy. You traumatized him for the rest of his life. He's going to go through so much therapy. And I wanted to look at the lady, and I really wanted to say, you know what would keep your son out of jail? Don't steal.
Teach his ass not to steal.
Don't steal. Look, all three of us right now is on here. It's real easy to do. We're not getting arrested. Why? We're not stealing. Real easy to do. What? I'm not stealing anything.
What are you stealing,
I don't
Theus?
know. I'm not stealing anything except for hearts and minds. But
Okay, all right.
I was just saying because he was saying you started to slide into that argument.
Not
So
the
if you don't
real
do
easy
something
to
wrong, you
do.
wouldn't get arrested.
I got that.
Yeah,
Not
you started
real
sliding.
I got you.
I got that. But the whole therapy and traumatized thing at a 6-year-old, hey, don't steal.
Yeah. Raise your child.
So, yeah. Anyway, Foxy's videos of the week. Let me throw this
Foxy
on
must
here.
have picked that music because that music is too cool for you, man.
I picked
All that twang.
I picked every music, everything on
Well,
here.
thank you, Foxy, for influencing Marlon to pick that music.
Any excuse? Well, you welcome. What?
I had to say
Man. Parker, and then they will also own one of those "Don't Tread on Me" flags in their house. Yeah. Don't tell me what to do, but I got a couple of suggestions for you. Anyway, yeah, I know some of these are reruns and repeats and everything else, but it's the weekend, and I really got to work on the show tomorrow because we got a lot of good news, which this will make bad news or no news at all. So I prepare myself for that too. Moi, as pearls, whatever. So,
well, I never.
Why I yada. So here's the first
weekend.
So tomorrow's going to be real serious. The first hour because there's some good news that came out, especially on a whole bunch of voting things. I just have to put it all together. So here it is, the things that you wish that you could say at work.
Thank you for calling Delos Drugs. This is the pharmacy. We only sell things that pharmacies have. How can I help you?
Yeah, is this the pharmacy?
Hi, are you here for your COVID vaccine?
Y'all ain't about to poke me with no needle. I just need a plan B.
Oh, but you can get poked enough to the point of needing a plan B? Okay, so then which one were you looking for?
My Xanax.
Your what?
Xanax, man. Xanax.
Your Xanax?
I guess. Why is it spelled with an X, not a Z?
I don't know. I didn't create it. I just dispensed the motherfucker. The bathroom is right back there. I'll have somebody like...
Ask me if they got some spoons, Gemma.
Spoons? Gemma? Cause what in the Kentucky Fried Crackhead are y'all about to do in my bathroom? Hey, how can I help you?
You can start by giving me some of that pretty hair you got.
If you have a seat, I'll have your prescription ready for you in about 15 minutes.
15 minutes? How long it take to put some pills in the fucking bottle?
15 fucking minutes. What did I just say?
This is the last one for me.
What, to 15 minutes?
Yeah, like I've been waiting. You're right, sir. I've been waiting here all day just for your order. And now that I have your order, I can fill yours and get started on all the other ones. Oh, why haven't I done the other ones yet? Because I'm here taking your order. You see how that works? 15 minutes.
It's the first one for me. I'm sorry. It's the first one for me. I'm so depth into common sense, it just kills me. Hi, this is the pharmacy where we do pharmacy. Well, how can I help you? Is this the pharmacy? Man, you know what, Click? I'm not going to do this with you. I told you what department it was. What the hell is wrong with you? It was the introduction.
You know, people ain't listening.
Not only
Mama.
that, you oftentimes have to press a number to get to the pharmacy.
Oh,
yes.
God. It's just like
been transferred 4
okay,
times. You don't know who you don't know who you're talking to now.
Where
Even
did
though
I
you
lose
did
you
tell
at?
me
Say
this
my
is the
name.
pharmacy.
Right.
Where did I lose you at when I said my name? This is the pharmacy. This is Marlon speaking. How about I help you? Is this the pharmacy? Where the hell did I lose you at, Marlon? Did
I
you
am
just call
saying
for a
you
thing?
chose the pharmacy by the number.
Man, you know what? Click. I can't do this. I'm not. I'm taking a 15. Taking a 15.
Your meds will take 30 minutes. Thank you.
It is. Why is it gonna take 15 damn minutes? That's how long it takes. Why? Fuck it, even if I explained it to you, you still wouldn't understand why it takes 15 minutes. Why would I explain it to you?
There's no answer that you're going to
There's
accept.
no there's
That would be
no
the one
answer
that I
to
would
it.
love to give somebody. Ma'am, there's no answer that you would accept short of me giving you the answer that you want right now. So I'm actually out of words. And then just stare at each other.
No, I would no, I always wanted to do this. I always wanted to do this to somebody. I know it'll get me fired, but I always wanted to do this. Ma'am, sir, just tell me what it is that you want to hear instead of us going around in circles. What is it that you want to hear?
I want my meds in under 5 minutes.
It's not going to happen. Now, what else do you want to know?
How long are you going to take then?
Why are we wasting each other's time? Go ahead and tell me what it is that you want to hear so I can tell you that it's not going to happen so we can all move on with our life. Oh, by the way, this conversation that we're having right now, the 15 has moved to 20 because I'm still holding a conversation with you. Haven't even started. But that's not good customer service. LOL Diaz goes to the court. Sir, you are charged with 3 counts of stealing hearts and 4 counts of Parker, don't encourage him. Calling 911. Is this the police number? And Parker, that's kind of different because 911 is police, fire, ambulance. You don't know.
You never know what you're getting on with. No way.
It's emergency.
911 emergency. Please hold.
Emergency. That's it.
Uh-huh. Hey, Mr. Killer Man. Mr. Killer Man, I'm on hold. Can you wait just a minute?
There's a man running through our yard, waving a gun and a knife, threatening everybody that's walking up and down the street. He's covered with blood and he just looks really crazy. What can I do? Please hold. What the heck? For what? He just.
I just hope that when I'm one of them people that the odds of me calling the peoples is pretty low because it's already a crapshoot when they show up here and I'm the one here. But
I am now.
It's just like I just hope they show up faster based on the event that's being reported because I swear you tell them that there's a car accident and it might be 2 hours before a police officer stops. Like, there's a car accident. I was just in an accident. Can you send somebody? Yes, what's your location? Blah, 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 blah. Okay, now I'll have someone on the way right now. 2 hours later. Like, man, come on.
No, the funny thing about it is I don't know how it is everywhere else. You could call the non-emergency and tell everybody that you was in the accident. Okay, we'll have somebody on the way. You know who the person that's on the way is? The cop.
Person who answered the phone?
The cop that just happened to be in the area. That's all that is.
Yeah, that's why they don't dispatch nobody. And then they got to decide they want to stop.
What's the old joke? You could be broke down on the side. You could have a broken tail light and the cops will pull you over. You could be stranded on the side of the road with a broken car and the cop will ride right past you.
Drive right by. Because they don't want, if they're gonna have to fill out a report at the end of the day, they want it to be a good report.
Yeah.
They don't want to spend their time talking about how they stop somebody and help them change their tire.
There was a time that I was in the car with my caregiver. We were on an entrance ramp 2-lane to a highway, major interstate. And just out of the rearview mirror, and I saw my caregiver's face go ashen. Somebody was looking at his phone and had looked up and had seen everybody up ahead had stopped. Through some miracle, his reflexes, something, our car remained untouched. Now, this poor young man, he had to swerve around us, hit his front into the median in front of us, and then it shoved him into the back, also concrete median, totaled his car. He got out and started to walk. He had blood. If it were not for 3 very swift thinking individuals who blocked him in with their cars, this could have been so seriously worse. I guess the amount of 911 calls probably, we got an
No, that's a
ambulance
pretty
there in
bad
under
accident.
10 minutes.
Yeah, that's a pretty bad accident. They're gonna show
Yeah.
up for that.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
gonna show
They'll
up
show
for
up for that.
Sorry, when I hear accident, like, that's what I think. I don't.
No, I'm talking about little fender bender you stuck on the side of the road.
Oh, okay.
They just like, man, ain't nobody hurt. We'll get there, man. You be all right. Just
And I guess that's the category that I want to put in. If nobody's hurt,
But I'm not a professional. How I know if somebody hurt? I'm not hurt right now, sir.
Did you get out the car?
I'm not
That
hurt
guy
right
got out the car?
sir.
He got out the car?
Yeah, but he was
Yes.
bleeding
That's
though.
on adrenaline.
He was bleeding
That's
after
adrenaline.
fronting,
No,
backing.
that's shock right there.
Yeah, that's adrenaline running through his body. When that adrenaline runs out, yeah, you gonna feel all of this, buddy. You gonna feel all of this.
And
Adrenaline.
But then
hopefully he will tell people never to look at a text while you're driving. That almost took his life.
We done said that for so many years. And nobody did. All right, let's move on because Diaz done turned 2 years old and he's over there yawning. So let's go ahead and get out the way. And you got to tell me when you find you're 4. Sorry. You're a big boy now. Sorry. Oh, by the way, good news. I actually get to sleep in my bed tonight because the kids got them a blow-up mattress. So I actually am a grown-up again. And I ain't got to sleep in my man cave.
Yeah, wait till you go upstairs. You're gonna go upstairs and try to get in the bed, and there's already gonna be 2 little people in there.
Yep.
Well, I'm already upstairs. They're downstairs. I got to go check on them, but they already went swimming and everything, so they probably out cold right now. So
it's all right, Paw. You know you love when them little monsters get in the bed. You know, you be like, man, they in my bed. Oh well, they so cute though.
They're so cute when they're asleep. You don't wake them up. They're asleep.
I won't wake them up.
Now, I used to love being thrown from across the room onto a bed. That was great when I was a kid.
Yeah, that's when you expect it, though.
Yeah,
mm-hmm. Yeah, not while I'm sleeping.
That's when you know it's coming. When you don't know, that's called abuse. Next video, not going to take anybody down. It's way too short.
Oh, Jim, come here. Donald Trump's on the phone. He keeps getting indicted. He wants to know what he should do. Stop breaking the law, asshole!
But he has. Kind of.
He has stopped breaking it, the law.
What new laws has he been breaking?
All the injunction. Well, no. What's the
I
word?
know what these is trying to do. What new laws have he broken? Yeah, we still got to get through the
Right.
old ones.
He's going
did
through
break.
accountability right now. But has he been breaking any new law? The answer is yes. But we don't know because we're busy playing cleanup on aisle 12 with the old one.
Mm-hmm.
I really wish there was a way to talk to a conservative and have some of the breakthroughs, because you really can't. The ones who are in that camp, you just can't. But
let me cut in with what you just said. They don't even want to be called that anymore. These people are so far, they are so quickly to break away from damn Trump that they sick and tired of being known for conservatives with Trump. Like they are jumping off the ship of the Trump.
I won't let them. No, I won't let them, because it's the same thing that I was listening to a thing earlier today. They're talking about how Chris Christie, give him the room. He's changed and he's starting to make the right moves and things. And the guy made a really good point. He said Chris Christie was the first one to advocate for Trump to get him elected. Okay, so okay, we'll give him that one. 2016, bad move. You'll always be known for that. But now look at what you're doing here. The guy said, well, whoa. 2020, Chris Christie was still supporting Trump being reelected because Chris Christie is still about team sports. So these Republicans, these so-called conservatives who don't want to be called Trumpsters and don't want to be called MAGA, but they also don't want to give up being Republican. Because at the end of the day, they will vote for Trump because they must vote for a Republican. That's what you hear from Bill Barr. That's what you hear from Mike Pence. These are two people who, at the end of the day, will say, I'm still going to vote for him.
But that was my point.
Because I'll vote for the
That's
Republican.
my guy. That's my guy. You got Chris Christie. I got Bill Barr. Like I wrote every time Bill Barr opens his mouth, I roll my eyes. Like, dude, you talking a whole bunch of crap now. You know, I know what you helped Trump with for 4 freaking years. Like
he was there for all the horrible.
You was there for all of it, and now you talking crap. He's out of his mind. Fuck it, he was out of his damn mind when you was working for him.
Like what's that song? I'll do anything for you, but I won't do that.
Yeah.
So just because they wouldn't do that one thing, now they good guys? Come on, man. No. Just because you wouldn't commit people ending, you still did robbery, larceny, extortion, you know what I'm saying? Kidnapping, right? So
and I don't even believe that.
But you didn't do the last step.
I don't even believe that. I honestly don't even believe that. This is not a pushback. I'm just telling you, I don't even believe that. I don't even believe that because you don't want to deal with Trump because you are the smart enough Republicans that you realize that Trump don't have the power that he used to have when he was in office. If Trump still had the power and the ability to get back in office and everything, look at Pence. And I know Tracy has kept saying that Pence was like that when she was in his state, wishy-washy. Dude, you did I'm talking about Barr. You did the most degrading thing while you was in office. Why did you do the most degrading things that you could possibly think of while you was in office? Because Trump had power. And you still kept your damn mouth shut for a very long time after Trump was out of office. So
because Trump still has power.
He's a good guy now. No, you didn't know which way Trump was going. Oh, Trump is on the way down. Now he's the most terrible, and I told him he was out of his mind. Man, miss me, dude. Miss me.
No, these people are all...
Go ahead. Just...
Anna, you're about to say something.
Oh.
Is he truly out of power?
If Trump gets indicted on Here's the thing, and I didn't want to. I'll give you a shortcut into tomorrow's show. If Trump get indicted on one thing, Trump is done.
He's indicted on 47
I mean, not
things.
indicted, convicted. Sorry. The DA,
No.
Jack Smith, yes, I wholeheartedly believe that. If he's convicted, he has 3. I so want to say 4. Georgia, what the hell, dude? Waiting on y'all. I'm finna play spades. He has 3, a possible 4 indictments coming his way. The mathematical chances of him getting through 4 indictments, 2 states and 2 federal. I want to know the number of it. I don't give a damn how white he is. I don't give a damn how straight he is. I don't give a damn how rich he is. It is mathematical impossible for him to get through 4 indictments.
Well, okay, so Marlon, on that note, and I know we're going to have a lot of this conversation tomorrow.
Yep.
But it almost doesn't matter because America is split predominantly into red team, blue team. And all marginalized groups, overwhelmingly blue team. White identity, white Christian identity, both of those things are synonymous with Republican. So there will be people who will vote for him despising everything about him, but their team they must vote for, right? So that is why I'm saying even if he's convicted on everything short of January 6th, January 6th is the one that might trigger, what is it, the 14th Amendment or whatever amendment it is. That's the one that might trigger that, because where if you're convicted for, crimes against the nation, you can't run. All the rest of them, he can be convicted. And then he can go in and his acolytes will be like, we'll pardon it. We'll clear it out. And that's what will happen.
But this is the problem that I run into with that argument, because I've heard that before. I'm not concerned about Republicans voting for Republicans. I don't think Republicans voting for Republicans is automatically means that you're going to win. But he has lost to independent voters. He has lost to independent voters a long time ago. Democrats can vote for Democrats all they want to. Republicans can vote for all they want to. The independents have now come to the conclusion that this ain't the guy. And if he
Here's why I'm going to push.
It's worse.
Here's why I'll push back on that. The only reason we say independents have been lost, the only reason we say that like the white female suburban vote has been lost or is in danger is because of polling. And polling has not been accurate in almost 15, 20 years now, because they're still polling largely off of the old, framework. And those are disproportionate. They're just swayed. And then people who are pro MAGA are anti-government and anti-tracking. So they're not going to give you a straight answer on their polling for the most part. Those of us who are young, I can't say I'm young anymore. The younger group aren't even getting polled, right? So the polls just don't carry any weight. This is all media spin. Like they do it every election. They spin it back and forth over and over. The media, no matter how close or far apart the race is, the media will always present it as close, because that's how they keep you engaged. And then they'll spin you up on emotional things and so forth. So I'm here to say that independent votes is not even something that we traditionally have known it to be. Traditionally, the independent vote were people who are actually consider themselves independent, right? Now, the independent vote has swelled because it's full of people who were Republicans and cannot bring themselves to be Democrats. So they are warping what it is to be an independent. Then you have the young people who are no party people. So they're like, I'm going to call myself an independent, but I'm really a Democrat. So because I'll vote for the Democrat because not because of the party, right? They're like me, where like I have to vote as a Democrat because of my stupid state, but these are people who are literally independents, but they really are Democrat, but you can't track them. So it's like everything is a hot mess from what we're being fed. The only thing that we can kind of rely on is that by popular vote measurements, Republicans are 40 something percent and Democrats are 60 something percent. The issue that we run into, though, is that those Republicans are clustered in very strong super Republican districts and groupings so that they can swing the electoral college. And that's where people are, I think we as a big group are missing the boat. Those delegates are based off of local vote tallies. So we have a problem, right? That 18 million or whatever many million, 12 million, 18 million votes that Biden won by, he needs more.
Mm-hmm.
But what might help us is if this is true, assuming this is true, because I got it from the media, roughly 18 to 20 million older people have died since the last election. And older people disproportionately vote Republican. But they didn't break down the racial or economic background of those older people. So I don't even know what I don't know. But they did say that we picked up about 25 million new voters.
Young voters.
I'm willing to bet that those new voters are mostly young voters, which lean overwhelmingly liberal.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. But is it going to be another election where we are waiting or relying on the youth vote, which has an iffy track record, even though Gen Z, thank you guys are different. But we are waiting on the youth and the black vote again to save the party. And the party is ignoring who? The youth and the black vote again.
Mm-hmm.
So you got a lot of mess in the gumbo pot, and I don't know what's coming out of it, dog. All I know is I gotta get my passport updated.
Told you. 10 years from now, maybe doing this whole show from Jamaica. Eating my jerk chicken. My rice and
Expat
beans.
radical truth to power from over here.
The palm trees in the background, just a waving. Hey, welcome on to Radical Truth to Power.
I'll probably be doing it from, Panama or something.
Yeah, I want Jamaica.
Somewhere tropical.
I gotta go to Panama.
I really don't know.
That actually would be a great place too, Alan.
What, Germany?
Germany is a cool place.
I love Germany. The only thing, though, I hate snow. Like, with a passion. I hate it. And if it's more than 3 inches, I hate everything. I hate everybody. I hate everything. In Germany, that snow get to be like 8 inches deep. You be like, whoa, wait a minute, slow this down.
I can't do cold. I seriously can't do cold. Anyway, let's go on to the next video so we can get on up out of here, because Theas, you don't use up all your good material tomorrow. So don't come over here tomorrow and talk about, I'm tired, man. Let's go. I'm tired. We gotta go to work tomorrow. I'm tired. Nah, you don't use up your good material. Now you ain't got nothing to say.
I'm coming tomorrow and be like, everybody, I'm taking a vow of silence.
And then we'll see how long that lasts.
2 seconds.
Anna, you wounded me.
Let one of us say something wrong. And look, Anna, and you know it's gonna be a long speech because he'll start off every single time with you know, hold it. Hey, everybody, go get y'all a drink, cause it's gonna be a minute. Y'all go ahead, turn the volume up on your computer or your TV or whatever you do.
Now I got to prove
Go
a
use
point.
the bathroom.
Thank you, Marlon. That's all right. That's all right. Y'all just
No, I
teamed
don't
up on
want
me.
you
It's
to
cool.
use it
Now I
as
got
a
to prove a
challenge.
point. Now I got to prove a point.
No, you don't. Let's go on to the next video, which we done seen thousands of times on this show. Anna's favorite video, Legitimate Qua.
I'm assuming you're legitimate until you come out to me as straight.
What? I now wish to be referred to as Legitimiqua. Yep, that's happening now. Let's Legitimiqua. Feels so bougie. I'm a member of the Legitimiqua. No. I love it. Legitimiqua, y'all!
You made my day!
Anna, I'm gonna say something a little off color, but I mean it in all love.
Mhm.
So, okay, I don't know how the different communities function. So I'm going to speak in generalities, which, you know, of course, we don't like generalities. Nobody likes generalities. Okay, I get it.
I get it.
But for the lesbian women who rock that hairstyle, because it's like, I see their hairstyle, I know you're a lesbian. It's like, it's almost like it's part of the set. But there's a lot of different looks, don't get me wrong. But like that particular hairstyle, like, seems to be part of a crew. But every time I hang out with, because I have a couple of lesbian people that I kick it with at work and stuff, and that hairstyle or that similar hairstyle type move, them the coolest motherfuckers in the world. Man, the sense of humor, the wit, it's almost like it's a club, man. Like this that crew that don't you get into a joke off with, because they will run you under the table. Like,
your ass.
you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's like this, you know, there's the really strong, you know, I don't know if this term is outdated now, but like the butch class, right? The really strong, they're trying to look like men type thing, that thing. And then you got there's another.
Oh, I thought that was outdated. I'm sorry. Cool.
Yeah, so and I don't care whatever the terminology is. Please take it from the spirit that I'm coming from, because I love you guys. But it's like it's so cool. But then it's like I can kick it somewhat with the one with the group that's like hyper masculine, I guess you could say, but it's a little off to me because it always
We
feels
basically
like
say butch or femme as generality term.
But
generality.
Okay, because I thought there was more than those two, because like
there
them,
are
a lot of times you can't quite tell. Like they might be straight, they might be gay. You don't know, right? You don't know. They'll tell you, but you don't know. But anyway, I like. She's funny. That lady, she reminds me of my homegirl. She's funny, and it's just a good time. I like kicking with different people from different backgrounds, man. You have a lot more fun that way. So all y'all out there who, you know, you only kick it with people like you're missing out. I'm not telling you to go and find you a black friend, or find you a Latin friend, or find you a gay friend, or find you a queer friend. I'm not telling you to do it. But if you do it, it'll be to your benefit.
My daughter is lesbian, and she'll tell you off the bat, I ain't butch. Nope, I ain't butch. And she's not. My daughter is me. And this is the quote unquote stepdaughter. So it's not biological. She acts and walks and talks, and every mannerism that she does is me. And I keep looking at her like, what the hell was you doing all these years? Studying me? What the hell? This is creepy. Stop that.
Yeah.
Stop that. But she acts exactly the way I would act in every situation. Now you get her mad. That's not me. That's her mother. And sometimes I have to step in and go, okay, you need to stop. Because where you're going, you can't pull back from. Your mother is older. She don't give a damn about pulling back. She got enough skin in this game. You don't. You're still in your 20s, so chill out. But
My middle is me.
Yeah, she acts just like me on every situation, even when she's playing around, mad and everything else. That's me. Like even when I'm mad, but I'm joking and everything. That's me. But she has her own style to the point where she makes her own clothes. So she literally has her own style of the way she dressed.
But as they say, flattery is the sincerest form of no. What is it? Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery.
Yep.
You know.
All right, everybody, let's move on to the. Oh, sorry, Anna. Sorry.
Everybody just needs somebody who has the word bougie in their vocabulary in their lives. That is just what I will say.
Oh, so you just say everybody go get you a black female friend? Because I swear they use that bougie. Bougie. You so bougie. 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 Whatever. That's cool. Hey, I think vocabulary is fun.
Mm-hmm.
And by the
it's
way,
a lot of fun.
I've said this before and I'll say it again. We're not the only show per se that's using legitimate quad, because I literally looked at a guy that went and to the legitimate quad community and I went, what did he just say? I was like, wow, this word really got out. Now, how long that lasts?
We're gonna see how long it takes for it to take over. And vocabulary is fun. Words are fun, right? So we come up with new terms all the time.
Start going down when Republicans and conservatives start using it as a derogatory remark, and then it'll die right there, and nobody will want to use it.
It won't be when they make it a derogatory remark. It'll be when they try to make it a hip one. Like whenever conservatives and larger white community. Sorry, y'all try, but I mean, y'all just be fucking up some shit.
It's not.
It take a word, and it's like they just suck the flavor out of certain terms, and it just really messes. Like it's like you're trying, but you missed just enough that it threw it all the way off. Like Sir Mix-a-Lot, Big Butt. Everybody like that song. Now I can't stand the damn song.
Let me stop you. It's not that. It's the fact that you always, to my white community, I've said this before, not on this show, I've said it in private in the past. Why do you get things like 3, 4, 5 times after we're done not doing it anymore? And it's not just the phrases, it's the dances that you rename. By the way, TikTok had this issue. TikTok had this issue till they buckled down on it, where you had a bunch of black artists who would come up with dances and they would do the dance on TikTok. And the white community, it only took one that would come in and do the exact same dance. Then they would go to the TikTok administrators and tell them, no, we invented that dance. That's ours, so you need to take that dance down. And then when you look at the two dances side by side and realize, okay, yours suck rocks and theirs actually look good. So no. But that being said, it took somebody to actually look into it, because for a long time, they didn't even do that. They didn't look. All they got was a report of somebody saying, that was our dance. We had it first. Oh, okay. Click. We take it off the black community dance. It took some money.
On that.
Oh, that was the way you're going.
Yeah, I'm going to hit it on a couple different layers. So I think it's important to attack such things on two fronts. On one front, there's the larger situation that we have with the European community going back centuries. We're like cultural vultures, right? It's just, they see something, they like something, they take it, right? That's just what it's just. Now, I don't even know that they mean any harm when they do it. It's just what they do. They see it, they like it, they take it, right? It's just. It's not even it's instinctual almost. It's like it's built into the culture. You see it, you like it, you take it, right? That's that side. But then there's another side, which is very important, that we leave space for recognizing what's happening. there's another side that is actually not that in a way of saying they're not colorblind because these people actually do see color, but they really are like, that is cool. And I
It's
love that.
appreciation and not
And it's a matter
appropriation.
of like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, what you're saying, like there's one side that's appropriation, which is the larger group, and then there's another smaller subset
That's
that's
celebrate.
appreciation. That's your M&M's type people. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and I think it's important that we carve out that space, because if not, we can get sucked into something really dark. And
It's
you
easy
know,
to recognize though. It's really easy to recognize. Remember the song, the Nene? Remember
yeah.
that song for a while, and then I saw a video where they had a whole group, and sorry, once again, all of them was white. Sorry, teenagers, whole bunch of white people had an
Why you
interview.
apologizing? They're a bunch of white kids. They're a bunch of white kids.
No, because I'm getting to the point, so I don't want to feel like I'm just jumping on the white community because I'm not. I'm just telling you the story. Because they had an interviewer, and the guy literally said, "Oh, so I heard that you got a new dance and everything else. Really? Let me show you." Talk about, "Oh, okay, yeah. So what do you call it? We call it the dinosaur." "Oh, show it to me." And the kid just went, and I just looked at the video like, you know damn well that's not the dinosaur. Not only is it not the dinosaur, nobody even do that dance anymore. But if you want it, you can have it. But don't lie about it. That's my
But
only
that's just
request.
it. That's just it, though. Like,
That's
it's
appropriation.
weird. It's a weird thing. It's a weird thing, right? Because it's like the lawnmower was their version of one of our dances, and the sprinkler was their version of one of our dances. They just put a name on it. They're copying the dance with the rhythm based on how they feel the rhythm in some cases. Sometimes they're stealing shit, but sometimes they're just dancing to the music. And in their grouping, they give it a name. Just like we're dancing to the music and we give it a name. And then because we're so far at odds, we accuse each other of stealing. And sometimes it's theft and sometimes it's just people having a good time. And but we sit under this larger structure of racism and politics that's always pushing down on us. So it's hard for well-meaning people of any stripe to do much of anything. Like it is really hard.
But let me push back on that, Theus. But it's still, that will fall into the category of Malcolm X. I don't have time to figure out which one of these snakes are not going to bite me, because we've been through this situation where we keep seeing you've taken time after time after time after time after time, and we know how far you will go to take something, and it's like, I can't tell right now if this is you not understanding or you're deliberately stealing.
I get you. That's not the point I'm making. And if you really kind of look at least the way I look at what Malcolm was saying, because he also said that you will not have true brotherhood until the black man and the white man can sit down and have a discussion where neither one is afraid of offending the other.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So there's also that part. I just think that we have to choose our battles more effectively. Like someone stealing a dance, we can sometimes get more upset over rights to a dance that has no money tied to it other than YouTube and TikTok stuff. But hey, the reason why it's carrying further, really want to get into why the white kid stealing the black dance goes further than the black kid doing her own dance, is because black folk want to see the white people doing it. White people want to see the white people doing it. White folk kind of want to see the black people doing it, and the black folk don't even care to see the black people doing it. So it ends up going viral for this group, and it barely moves for the other group. because that's where the energy is unfortunately sucked into, which has larger parameters built into that. But I'm saying, like what you were saying, Marlon, it's important to pick the right battle, right?
Yes,
Someone stealing your patent is worth fighting over.
Yeah.
Someone stealing your business idea because they have money and you don't, so they overheard you talking about your aspiration and then they just stole it and did something with it. That's worth fighting over. Someone doing a dinosaur that looks something like the Nene, where we dance on one and they dancing on two, so it ain't lining up right. You know, and I'm just saying. For some reason, black folks are on the upbeat and white folks are on the downbeat, and I don't know how this happens. We listening to the same music, but some be off. But I'm saying sometimes you gotta let some of that shit go. Weird pivot, but remember the whole boat thing? And I'm not gonna go into it because we're probably gonna talk about it. The whole boat thing.
Mm-hmm.
Look how fast that stupid ass chair went from being
stop.
All right.
I literally want you to hold all that energy in for tomorrow, because we already talked about it and it got heated on when we was in the messenger. So y'all gonna imagine what it's gonna be tomorrow. Me and Thea, the worst thing that you could happen on this show is me and Thea's on the same page. So y'all need to tune in tomorrow, because me and Thea is on the same page on this, and we are going to go into it. I was pissed off. I'm not putting words in your mouth. You was pissed off about it, and I'm
not pissed. I'm disappointed.
I'm pissed. I'm pissed. I'm sick and tired of.
I can't do negative today. Positive vibes.
That little baby is so adorable.
I'm sorry.
Just like that old meme of the baby at the church doing this right here.
He's so cute. All right, for everybody.
That baby probably 40 years old now.
Yeah, probably. Everybody get ready for tomorrow.
Before you take that finger and scroll again, let me remind you who the fuck you are, because I think you forgot. Honey, you are the one and not the two. You are the A and not the Z. You are the top and not the bottom. You are the head and not the tail. You are the choice and not the backup. You are the shit, the whole shit, and nothing but the what? Yes, honey, so you go out there and you act accordingly, knowing that you are everything and everything is you. So as you go out there and be great in their face, remember to have a good day on purpose here. Now smile, because bitch, you're gorgeous. You're welcome.
Thea hates that video.
See, I am so sorry. I don't know which one of the two of y'all died, but whichever one of y'all died out of Diamond and Silk, this is what happens when you ain't got your other half to keep you down. I don't know if that was Diamond or if that was Silk. It's the one that's still alive. And it's just, come on now.
They all look alike to me.
Wow.
I said it.
Marcus, what day are we in?
I don't know. I don't even remember this day. I want this day to go.
All right.
I'm sorry. Here's the whole dynamic of it. You could be loud and flamboyant and everything else, and I'm looking at a whole bunch of Jamaican videos because I got a thing coming out tomorrow. So I've been looking at a whole bunch of Jamaican videos, and I promise you, some of the people that I look at, I can tell from this to this to this. The ones that have to do this every time they talk, and I can't tell damn.
They get that from church.
I can't do that. I can't. I really, really can't. And your volume is always at 10, no matter what the conversation is. No.
You want to get me, Marlon? Karen Hunter, I think it's Karen Hunter. I love her content. You know, she does Nubia. And she had a guy on there, and he's obviously from the church. I'm pretty sure he's a minister even. But it's that thing. I'm telling you. And then they were saying, I'm like, sir, just say what you got to say. Why are we having a whole Pentecostal non-denominational mini service between each statement? Just say it. I don't need all that. Do that on Sunday.
That's literally all I'm saying is I can't.
But it's for somebody. Somebody likes it. So
I can't do the clapping on everything. I can't do the snapping of your fingers. I can't do the volume up to 10. I can't do it. And I'm not even jumping on it because people take their inspiration from wherever it is. And if it blesses you, it blesses you. There are people who are used to that. Me, I shut down because I can't. I can hear you at a normal volume. You don't need to yell at 12. I can hear you. Seriously, I can. I promise you. My ears still work.
And if I can, I'll use the volume.
But man. But anyway, last video of the night. And our all-time favorite video of the night.
Why, yes, I'm an evil left-wing sheeple snowflake working for the deep state here to force your wives to get abortions and then leave you for transgender lesbians. Yes, it was us Antifa that stormed the Capitol to make you all look bad so that we can take your guns, spread communism, and blast Cardi B in your churches. And you're never gonna stop us, no, 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 you're never.
Don't be like them, family. Don't be like them. No.
I can't.
I don't even care where I go, Jamaica. I don't even care no more. That video will never be erased from this board. Never.
For shame, for shame.
Hands when she called, leave that lady alone because I'm going. No. Oh.
I can't read it.
It's Parker saying, "Oh no,
no."
Oh. Hey, Vaughn, can I make a quick statement before we sign off?
Sure.
Hey, hey guys, only because my platform is just borderline non-existent. So, Patreon, I have turned that off. We did raise just under $800. I will be bringing that up to $800. So we have doubled just about what we did last year. I am still trying to get with a new school clinic. So the headache I'm having, I'm probably just going to give all $800 worth of stuff to one school. But it is really amazing. And I thank each and every one of you. Once I launch Core, I'll let you guys know about it. And if you want to start a new Patreon sustainer program over there, I would greatly appreciate having you. I really want to thank you for the tremendous success, the trust that you've had in me, and all the help that we've done for these kids. So just thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. It's just so awesome. I expect big things going forward. So thank you. And I have the email list from everybody who is a Patreon sustainer. So once I get the information, I'll shoot out, the information so you know what was given.
Anna, tell everybody where they can find you.
I'm easy. I just have a website, borrelia.com, and I'm here.
Diaz?
Yeah, this best shot you got at finding me right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, non-conforming individuals, and of course,
I'm assuming you're legitimate.
That is our show for tonight. I appreciate Anna. I appreciate Diaz. We will see you tomorrow night on Radical Truth to Power at 8 p.m. And until next time, we will see you when we see you. Peace.
You know, I've always dreamed of a world where Donald Trump became president of his cell block in prison.